Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and a welcome to the day 2 of the conference Women 5.0, Power, Progress and Possibilities. We are delighted to have you back with us on another day of insightful discussion, inspiring ideas and thought-provoking conversations. We begin today's program with our keynote address. It is our honor to invite Dr. Vandana Vasudevan, acclaimed author, well known for her book titled OTP Please, and also a visiting fellow at the Center for Social and Economic Progress, whose work explores urban development, gendered experiences, and the evolving dynamics of public spaces and participation. Her writings and research continue to shape national conversations on women, cities, and societal changes. This morning, ma'am will be speaking on a compelling and timely theme: the creator economy, women turning ideas into impact. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Vandana Vasudevan to deliver the Day 2 keynote address.
Hello, good morning. When Sudhakar Garu told me that this is going to be a high voltage presentation, I was immediately scared. So I hope I do justice to this big name that has been given for this talk. So good to see so many people in the audience. I must tell you that this particular topic of creator economy and women in the gig economy is something that I haven't studied before. So OTP Please is about online buyers, sellers and gig workers in South Asia, so India and other neighboring countries. But the women portion of it there's some parts of it are about women as gig workers and as sellers in the gig economy. But it didn't have so much focus as today's topic does. So I had to really research for today. And doing that research has also opened my eyes to what is over there and how women are participating in this, in the gig economy in various ways. I found it really interesting. I hope you do also. And thank you for this opportunity, also for giving me this opportunity to expand my own horizons and learn about this thing. So let me start with that. Okay, so gig economy. What is a gig economy? A gig economy is basically a free market system where people are paid for a short task that they do, a short-term task that they do, and they are paid on a per-task basis. So there's no traditional employee-employer relationship. There's no contract formal contract as such. And you just do one job and you get paid and you move on. And there is no commitment for the next, or there's no long-term obligation on either side. Okay, so where does this term gig come from? It comes from 1920s America, when jazz bands used to take all their musical equipment. They used to play in one cafe, then whoever called them, and they used to do a gig. That's how they termed it. They used to go to one cafe or bar and then play, then take their equipment. The next time somebody wants them, they would go there and they would get paid for that. That's where the word originates from. However, it's not that we didn't have gigs before. I mean, historically, especially in a country like India, where the informal economy is about 80% employs about 80% of the people. We've always had gigs. For example, you know, your Raju plumber, painter, all these people are all gig workers because they will just come, you call them, they will come, they will do the task, you pay for them, and then it's over. So that's a gig. So we have always had gigs, right? All our informal work is like that. What has changed is that now we have a tech platform. So a digital platform, which we commonly call as apps, is the intermediary between the demand and the supply. So the platform, what it does is it aggregates all the demand and aggregates the supply and does the matching through algorithm about who is best suited to meet that demand. So now we have a tech intermediary, so that Raju plumber and painter were just painting their numbers on the wall and that's it. But now technology says, okay, these are the best people to serve this demand, and it makes customer meet service provider. That's the change that has happened. So why does this matter so much for women? Okay, so for 3 reasons. Women in South Asian countries like ours, traditional countries, have had various challenges to enter the labor force. And you know, in social science, we have been grappling with the low female workforce participation for many years now. And you know, there have been many papers saying why it's not moving up and what are the challenges women face. So women face many challenges. For example, mobility. So to go to a place, work, catch a bus, and our public transport system is not very adequate in most cities. All that has been a big, you know, barrier for women to go and work. Then managing home, family responsibilities, traditional outlook towards women working, all of that have been barriers. Now what has happened is, because of the digital explosion in the number of apps and the number of opportunities that these apps provide, these barriers have virtually been removed. So all you need to do is, you know, sometimes just a laptop or just a phone. And all those physical barriers of renting a place, who will buy the capital, who will, you know, pay for that, have been removed and have made it really easy for women to enter the labor force. So, and therefore what women are doing is turning their mobile phone literally into their office. There are creators who are just shooting what they are doing, or what they are cooking, or teaching online, and just taking videos of themselves and making money. So various barriers have been removed, and you know, there's been millions of women have become earning members of their household because of the digital explosion. What happened? Okay, so when we say gig work, okay, there are various kinds of gig work, okay. Broadly, it's classified into location-based gig work and what is called in situ gig work. In situ means in place. So one is location-based, which means you're moving out, you're going to different locations, and one is you're working in place. So let me take you through the different kinds of gig work. So these terminology are from the ILO, International Labour Organization. They have classified gig work into these 2 broad categories. So in today's presentation, I will take you through how women are in each of these categories, how women are working, what are the, you know, pros and cons of their of women in each of these types of work. This black screen is coming, it's very... Okay, so location-based gig work is what you see on the street, right? All your delivery workers, your food delivery workers, Amazon workers, Uber drivers, etc. Okay. Then, of course, personal services like Urban Company. We all would have seen the women who carry their, their spa kit and their massage kit and come to people's homes. Okay. And of course, there are these other delivery workers. Now, why does this black screen come? Huh?
You have to point the system over.
Oh, I have to point this side.
Okay, this is the button over.
Yes, this is the
don't-
button.
This button is touching, that's why the black
Okay,
screen.
okay. Okay. So, but I can't move from here. It would have been nice if you give me a collar mic or something like that. Just 1 second, so that I can. I have to point this side, I believe, but I have to look like this, so it's a little difficult. Let me just take the mic. Hello? Yeah, this is better. So, in this kind of gig work, okay, which is about location based, which means you're out there on the road, how many people are there? So I had the opportunity in 23-24, to partner with this worker NGO called Jan Pahel in Delhi. What we did was we conducted the largest survey in India of gig workers. So we polled some 5,200 people across different sectors and across metros, different metros. And we we did a face-to-face interview in different languages. So the language was, across the country in different vernaculars. We asked them several questions about their work, their challenges in their work, and their day-to-day struggles of doing gig work, etc. How many people do you think were women? As you can see, very few. So out of 5,204 people who were polled across the country, just 2% were women. So that is a really small number in location-based gig work. As you can understand, there are many challenges to women doing these kind of things. That's why, hardly anyone would have got into an Uber and found that the driver is a woman, or, ordered something from a restaurant and found that a woman is delivering it. It has never happened to me, at least. So they were to be more exact, 2.3% of the total respondents were women. Most of them were working for Urban Company, some of them for Amazon, some of them for Zomato. Okay, they're typically in the age group of 20 to 30, which is the age group in which all gig workers, irrespective of gender, are. And they normally work for like 2-3 years because they are waiting to do something else, or they're doing it part-time while working somewhere else, etc. And if you see, there was an interesting difference between men and women. The more women were college graduates than men. And for women, they had joined basically because they wanted to be identified as a professional. So an Urban Company woman who was a spa specialist wanted to join because that gives her a professional identity of what she is doing. Oh. Okay, so these are why do we have only 2.3%? When Sudhakar Garu told me that this is going to, you can see that women said 62% of the women said that they felt very anxious doing this job because you have to be constantly out there on the roads, and you know how it is in India. The safety for women is a big issue. Also, things like public infrastructure, like toilets for women, is really inadequate. So for women to be out on the road on their two-wheeler and do delivery jobs is extremely challenging. And therefore, they were more vocal about the demand for better worker treatment. 65% of them said they felt unsafe in their job, which is a very telling number. And this is about some 500, 600 people across the country. And they also felt that more than men, women felt that there was a lack of clarity in understanding the payment structure. Why so much commission has been cut by Uber? Why, I got only paid this much on that trip? And they understood this less than the women. Men also have these challenges of understanding the payment structure of platforms, but women more so, because there aren't enough other women to talk to and discuss and find out that, and clarify their doubts. So it just feeds itself. Because there are less women, they feel more isolated and more, lost in the whole system. So these are the reasons why we find so few delivery girls. In fact, there's a section in my book which says, why not delivery girls? You always say the delivery boy has come, but there are very few delivery girls, right? And these are the reasons why: physical infrastructure, safety, lack of support system. Okay. Now, a larger part of today's talk is about the in situ. In situ means basically in place. That's the technical term that ILO uses. Gig work. So I have classified these into 6 categories. One is the white collar gig work. For examples of that are, of Upwork and Fiverr and these kind of things. Second is the food sellers who sell on, Swiggy and Zomato, but they are working from home. They are home chefs or they run small cloud kitchens. The third is people who do these micro tasks, and I will explain what that is as we get ahead. And fourth is resellers, which means their only job is to market what is already being stocked by, say, somebody like Meesho, which you know Meesho, which had an IPO just last week. And the fifth is the creative economy, which is content creators on YouTube and Instagram and all. And the sixth is the low-tech category. So these are people who are chefs and, they sell other things, but very low-tech, only through Facebook, WhatsApp, etc., not through any other platform. Okay. So little bit about each category, what it is, and the key features, and what are the key challenges that women face in each of those categories. So the first is the white collar online gig work. So online gig work is expanding hugely, and about 12% of the entire labor force of the world is engaged in white collar online gig work. Okay, what kind of work is that? It is software development, clerical and data entry, then graphic design, writing and translation, sales support, all of that, professional services, all of that forms the white collar online gig work. The demand for this is from the West. So it's the Europe and America, the companies over there, which want this work done, but the supply is from developing countries, and 50% of that comes from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka region because of the English, knowledge of English. So countries which don't so much speak English have, are not really present in this space. But people from this region are the main workers in white collar online gig work. So I put some names on the left. So Fiverr, Upwork, these are all American companies. But in India, Truelancer, Flexiport, these are some of the Indian companies which hire people to do this kind of work. Okay. Now, in relation to our topic about women, globally, women participate in this kind of gig work to a much larger extent, not much larger extent than men, to a much larger extent than their presence in the overall labor force. So overall labor force, if they are present, say, 30%, within this sphere of white collar gig work, online gig work, they are present in far larger numbers. Why? Because it helps them earn additional income, it helps them work from home and therefore balance their home and other duties, their work and home. And then sometimes they're not able to find other kind of jobs which are convenient to them, which don't require them to travel. And the proof of that is that, for example, there is a platform called She Works in Latin America, where 85% of them are women. In India, on FlexiPort, 36% of the workers are women. And this is even greater than the female labor force participation, which is about 34%. All this is from a World Bank report which released in 2023 about online gig work across the country. But this has its own challenges. What are the challenges that, and what are the criticisms that are there about women working in this space? So one is that perceiving platform work as a formula that allows women to combine work and family responsibilities means that it perpetuates the gender role and inequalities which are currently present in the labor market. So for instance, if more and more people only work in this space, then all the jobs that are outside for women sort of are not jobs that they're aspiring for, because given our societal structure and family, the patriarchal structures of families, it will be that this is good enough for you. You can be there when the kids come. You can manage the house. Just do this. This fits with the family system. So the women are then sort of conditioned to work here rather than go out and find jobs which may be more paying and more suitable to their educational qualifications. So we have to be careful in seeing this as the great opportunity for women. That's what the critic says. And even in online work, interestingly, there is gender segregation. So the men do the work which is more tech-oriented, like coding, programming, etc. And women do text-based work more, like transcription, translation, etc. What happens in cases like this? What happens that women are always, there's occupational segregation. Then there's also wage gap even in this. So about one study found that there was a 10.5% pay differential between men and women doing online work. They couldn't really explain it except for the fact that maybe women are choosing to do the work which actually pays less. So possibly coding pays more than, say, transcripting. But because they're doing transcripting, they earn lesser. And of course, the access to this work requires certain amount of digital skills, which, as we know, women possess in fewer numbers than men do. So these are the critiques and challenges of the white-collar online gig workspace. Let's come to the next one, which is about food sellers. So a lot of food sellers came into, started becoming entrepreneurs during the pandemic, because food had to be given to people living alone. So they started what they were doing, on a day-to-day basis. They thought that they could monetize that. They slowly started monetizing that. And post the pandemic, they have sort of established themselves as small businesses. They've hired helpers and therefore become sort of job creators, and they're managing a little bit of logistics. So in this category, I'm talking about people who use other platforms like Swiggy, Zomato to sell what they are cooking at home. See, for example, yesterday I just put home food in Swiggy, and there's a long list of people who are making one. There's a lady called Anjum who's making biryani and she's a very successful home entrepreneur in Hyderabad only. And the list is long of people who have established themselves as home chefs and are selling on food delivery platforms. There's a portal called We the Chefs. This has apparently 350 chefs who are mainly, selling according to different types of cuisine. So Maharashtrian, North Indian, if you can see, that's the same guy. So it's about 5 out of 6 are women. Then another example is of this lady, Raji, who had lost her job during the pandemic. And she took a 20,000 loan, and she slowly built up her business, and now she gets like 100 orders per week. And this is an example from Kerala. However, not everybody's business booms. Okay, there are various challenges that even home entrepreneurs, home chefs face in this space. You've seen this movie, English for English? Yeah? You remember her character and how much she makes these laddus, right? And you remember this scene where all the laddus drop and she has to make it all over patiently all over again, right? So it's a classic example of the challenges of the home chef. So the income is unsteady. Someday you'll get an order, in festival times you'll get an order, but it's not assured. Okay? Then just because you're making food and selling doesn't mean that you can serve the same food to the family, right? The family will want a different kind of food. And since you are anyway cooking, you're expected to make separately for the family and separately for your business. So it's a double burden. And it's a very physically demanding, emotionally draining kind of job, because if you remember, you have to sit alone, make the food. Often you don't, because you're working on tight budget, you don't have the money to hire some help. And it's also undervalued, right? Even both from the family, and which was a classic example in this case, where you're saying, kya kar rahe ho? Laddu hi to bana rahe ho? Like that. And also from the point of view of the customers feel like, just one auntie is making food, what is there? Why can't you give some discount? So it's undervaluing of the labor is something that women here often have to face. Also, scaling up is difficult. You can make, you're alone, you don't have enough equipment, enough staff, so you can make enough for maybe your society. But you can't scale up your business. And then there are regulatory hurdles. So FSSAI rules, what are they? Some societies don't allow you to operate commercially when you're from a residential building. They don't allow delivery boys, so many delivery boys to come. Then also, when you're on a Zomato or Swiggy, you can list yourself. But how will you be seen? Being seen requires spending on promotion. So that's again an issue of budget, because you have, unless you're seen, you will be on page 50 and nobody will know that you exist. So also there are other cloud kitchens which have VC funding, therefore they are able to scale up, do a lot of promotion, and this poor auntie in the building making lunch is actually competing with them. So it's a very unequal kind of space. And they also don't have the understanding of how much to price, how much to cost, how to market. All of these are skill gaps that home chefs face. Then we come to the third thing. This is a really interesting space that is not really well known. So this photo is from Telegraph, the paper in West Bengal, main paper. So this is an article I wrote in 2022. I was doing a project with Microsoft Research in Bangalore. Okay, Microsoft Research had given birth to an app called, they'd backed it and they'd birthed one app called Karya. Karya is a micro-tasking app. There are others like that. There's Amazon Mechanical Turk, it's called. But I had the opportunity to look at Karya closely. So what it does is, what Karya does is, it goes to rural areas, okay, and it gives women over there some text to read on their phone. That's all they have to do. So if you're Bengali, You just have to read a couple of pages, which is given to you on the phone. So you're just doing like that. And you get paid for that. So it's super easy, and you get paid for it. And you know, you don't have to go out of the house, you don't have to do anything, you have to just, and you can do completely flexible time. You can do it at night when, you know, the whole family is sleeping. You just need a quiet moment. Why is this being paid for? This is being paid for because there is a huge market which wants voices in different Indian languages. Why? Because Amazon and Flipkart, and I mean all these, Amazon and Microsoft and all these people want to grow in the tier 3, tier 4 towns and encourage people to shop online. Currently, those people are not able to because of the English language barrier, right? You know, they can't fully understand what they want to buy, some, you know, jacket. They can't fully understand the terms and what's written there. So they aim to make the whole thing in different vernaculars. Now, how do you train that system? It's machine learning. So how do you train it to understand different languages? You feed it voices. So that job is being done by thousands of rural women. It's really interesting. In Bengali, in Assamese, in Telugu, whatever, these women are just reading things. It's getting fed to the machine, and that machine is learning so that someday somebody in Mizoram can buy online. Okay? So this was what I had gone to Calcutta to study. So this is from that, and I had written this article in Telegraph for, explaining what is that. That's me over there in that yellow. So, okay. So this is called micro-tasking. A lot of women, especially in rural areas, do this. They're also sort of content creators in a way, and are feeding into this whole, in the digital economy. However, what happens is that this is sort of invisible work, okay? And it's not very high paid, obviously. So there's no social security, there's no upskilling. Like, it's not like today you're reading one page, tomorrow you'll be given more, or you'll be paid more. It's the same work. So there's no growth really. Also, working on this kind of thing, some of the women told me, like, the family feels like, kya kar rahe ho? Matlab, is this really a job? You're just looking at your phone and saying something. But it actually needs some space and some quiet time to be able to record. And since these are people from lower income households, they don't have that. It's a small house. There's a lot of noise. There are children. There's this. So to find that small space, quiet space to do that itself is a challenge. And then also internet connection, broadband, speed. Then there are power cuts in some places. There's noise at home, like I said. And of course, there's care burden and lack of time. Even to do this simple thing, so many of the women told me, but we really have to allocate time, because there's lower income women have also all the household work to do. And there's less family support, because it doesn't look like you're really doing anything. You're just looking at your phone. So, but this is a really interesting space that is coming up. I just saw Karya's website a couple of days ago. From the time I did the project in 2022 to now, they have expanded geographically, they've expanded into languages, and so this is a huge space in which women are present, and they only target women, mainly 95% of them are women, because it's a job that can be easily done within the home. Our fourth category is resellers. Okay, this is also a super interesting category. So this is Meesho. Meesho did a IPO a week ago. Okay, so they claim that nearly 10,000 Meesho sellers crossed 1 crore sales mark, and registered huge sales, and about 60% of them are from the really small towns like 3 and 4 and beyond. What does a Meesho person do? I also learned this recently and I was quite fascinated. So let me share this with you, because so what they do is, the Meesho Didi, she's a reseller. So once she signs up for Meesho, she will look at the catalog and she will choose the items which she thinks she can sell to her community. So suppose she decides that I want to sell, salwar kameez. So she will choose some of them. Then she uses her goodwill in her community, her friends, her neighborhood, etc. to say that, देखो ये मतलब ये अच्छे कपड़े आए हैं, why do you want to check them out, and this is nice, that is nice. So like how salespeople do, she gets people interested in what she's selling. She does the sale and she puts a margin. So if a kurta is 500 rupees, she will sell it for say 580 rupees. Okay, and on it's typically the margins are some 20 to 80, 20 to 100 maximum, and that money comes to her, and the logistics of delivering that kurta to that person, etc., is Meesho handles it. So she doesn't have to hold any inventory. She doesn't have to do anything except use her community network and goodwill through WhatsApp, through face-to-face, etc., to sell the products. That's the job of the Meesho reseller. Okay, I personally think that these numbers are terribly exaggerated, because at about 100 rupees margin, I don't see how somebody can make like 1 crore and stuff. Maybe over many years that's possible, but it's a low margin kind of business. So there's zero investment, there's no need to buy stock in advance. And if you're a first time entrepreneur, it's an easy start to earn some money. And there's supplemental income, which the women earn, just for their own needs. Like I remember talking to somebody who said that whatever money she earns like this, through all this, she enrolled herself in a mehendi class. So then she picked up her mehendi skills, and then she could earn some money doing mehendi after that, along with that. So small things like that, women are managing to do with their supplementary income. However, there is, again, let's look at the challenges of this. So one is this huge emotional labor involved. Emotional labor as in to convince people. Say I put some quotes over there. The women were saying that, people 40 sawal puchte hain, but finally they go away and they don't buy. And then because they are friends, they say, "Arey, discount de do na, 500 kyun, 400 mein de do," because they say, come on, it's just you. Give me the 400. So, and then if the product is bad, then that Didi gets blamed. So so that's why I've said status in the community is at risk. So people say, "Ye kya bech diya?" Bad quality products you're selling to me. Then they come and then they return it. Then that Didi has to handle the returns part of it. She doesn't hold stock, but when things go bad, she's the point of contact, not the company. And the margins, all this earns her just some maximum, some 80, 100 bucks kind of thing. So then most importantly is the community status and the risk of losing friendships. So remember Amway? There was a time when, all these women were selling Amway big time, and then you used to avoid them, like, wo auntie aa gayi na, with, now you can't even talk normally to her without her pushing Amway to you. So it's sort of like that for the Meesho, Akka, Didi, whatever. So, that having done all this, so Meesho started in 2015. Having done all this, they did all this because they recruited all these Didis as resellers because they wanted to break into the market. So in those days, in 2015, 16, nobody would if you said Meesho, say Lelo. Then it's like, who Meesho? So they use the trust of the Didis to break into the market and build some equity with people. But now that is done, the Didis are finding that Meesho is selling directly on the app, prefers to push that rather than invest in the reseller network, because the market has already been made, and that's how even Amazon had started when it did. So because of that, the customer is finding that, अच्छा, Meesho app में तो 500 है, ये दीदी 550 क्यों charge कर रही है? So they are bypassing the didi and buying directly through the app. So all these resellers are feeling really let down. So these are the challenges of women working in this kind of reseller space. Okay. The fifth is the content creators. So how many what do we mean by content creators? Content creators are the people who are creating all these reels on Instagram and YouTube and wasting all our time in the process. I, for instance, see many reels, sometimes hours, and even my children say, you see more reels than us because it's very addictive and you keep scrolling like that. So how many such creators are there? Some, according to a report, BCG, Boston Consulting Group report, which released just now in May, there are about 2.5 million creators in India. Okay, and they are influencing 30% of consumers, and the value of the market that they are influencing is about 350 to 400 billion. So how are they influencing you? You know that. There are these product placements within the reels. They will be talking about something, but suddenly they will be talking about, they will weave that into the story. They'll bring in some travel thing, then they will say, clear trip mein book kijiye, or they will say, ye shampoo use kijiye, something like that. So they are influencing a lot of consumer spending. Okay. And within that, now let's talk about the women within that. This is in general. So we don't have data for India women content creators, but I couldn't find anything. But worldwide, there's another report which says that 75% of creators worldwide are women on Instagram and YouTube. And 70% of those who monetize their content, which means that they have enough subscription to make money out of it, are female. So they're actively engaging in content creation and in monetizing. But it's not it looks like a glamorous world, but there are some challenges in doing that. Even here, you'd be astonished to know there is a pay gap. So male creators earn nearly double of what female creators do, despite women driving higher engagement. So more people see the reels that the women are making, but somehow when you see earnings, male creators earn more. It's not quite clear why or how. Even the report doesn't really know. This needs more research. And then there's the visibility. You have to be constantly visible. You have to constantly reinvent yourself. The shelf life is very short for a content creator because the algorithm changes, people's tastes change, people get bored. So you have to constantly be up to it. And there's burnout and a lot of mental pressure. So, and, the access to capital. So men access capital to, make more content more easily than women do. So from a global perspective, in places like Africa and even in South Asia, women are a majority of the creators, yet their ability to expand, make better reels, etc. is limited because of money. Then, how long can you do this? A typical creator's life is only some 3 to 5 years. And then after that, there is burnout. And there's also, as we know, there's a much more harassment online for women than for men. So there is trolling, there is misogyny, there is all kinds of rude remarks in the comment section, all of which obviously affect women's mental health and are also put them at risk. The sixth and the last category is the independent seller. So this person is not using too much tech, is only selling on WhatsApp or Facebook or maximum Instagram. So I have seen a lot of weavers Banarsi, Kanchipuram, Pochamballi, who are directly selling to customers. All the women who wear saris will know, who are directly selling to customers through WhatsApp rather than through any other platform, because they save on commission. It's easy, and it's easy to reach out to people, and there's a personal kind of touch. So in fact, it's really recently in one Digital Empowerment Foundation conference was there, and they also support artisans. So there was a huge here only in High Tech City. There's like a mela of weavers from really remote places in the country. There are weavers who are giving WhatsApp number and saying, I make this paitani, I make this, and you can talk to me directly. So weavers is one category that is really thriving in this space. And second is home chefs, particularly home bakers. There's a lady in my own society whom I have spoken to, who makes about, say, $50,000 a month. It's decent money. She cooks on her own, no other person helping her, so she saves on that, no extra operational cost. And she only sells through WhatsApp. And she makes exquisite, really complicated cakes and all kinds of things, but only through WhatsApp. The problem here is that you can't reach new customers beyond your immediate circle. So the scalability is low. Then, although we criticize algorithms do the job of matching demand and supply. So they will, if somebody is making some amazing cakes, if she was on a platform, she would get inquiries from people beyond her society, which she's not able to do right now. Then there's no brand really. It's just one auntie or one weaver like that. And there's no legal recognition. There's no entity. It's not something that can be sustained. It can be sustained, but it can't be growing in the long term. Then they have no insight on who really is buying, who is a repeat customer, it's anecdotal. They just have an idea, but they don't have any data on that. And they don't know which products are possibly sell better, what is the peak time, etc. So mostly they function on guesswork. So those are the limitations of this model. You save on commission, but you have limited market to cater to. So in conclusion, these are the categories that we looked at. We looked at location-based gig work, okay, which are basically the people who are out there delivering or driving, etc., in which women are very poorly represented because of the challenges of public infrastructure and toilets and safety on the road being, being a hindrance to entering this space. Then we have in situ gig work, which is basically working from your home mostly, in which there's white collar gig work where you need certain skills, graphic design, translation, etc. Then there are food sellers, home chefs and cloud kitchens which use Swiggy, Zomato kind of platforms to sell. Then there are microtasking, women who are microtasking, like I said, on Karya and Mechanical Turk, where you are contributing to a larger strategy, business strategy of the big tech companies. And there are resellers, like we discussed on Meesho, and Meesho is an example, there are others. Then there are people who create content for Instagram and YouTube. And then there are people who use very low-tech home chefs, weavers, etc. So these are the different spaces in which women are thriving in the digital economy, making extra money. Why? Because it's easy to enter, it's asset light, you don't need rent, you don't need space, you don't need some huge equipment. So there's less capital costs. So, and there's no interview, nobody's checking your educational qualifications, there's no bias of caste, creed, religion, etc. So it's an easy space to get into, which is why women are entering this space and making money. However, it's not without its difficulties. As we said, the biggest being that scalability, then access to, then managing finances, knowledge of how the algorithm works, knowledge of marketing, pricing, etc. Then huge digital divide because women's tech skills are limited in many cases. And and of course, family support and all those other, working at home in isolation, all of those challenges that we went through. Okay, that's the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vandana Vasudevan, ma'am, for that insightful keynote address. Your reflections on women, on how women, despite various challenges, are transforming the creator economy with innovation, resilience, and impact have set a powerful tone for today's conference. Thank you so much, ma'am. Please, one big round of applause. Now we take this opportunity to formally felicitate ma'am and to honor our esteemed guest today. And I request Srimati Yan Shobha Rani ma'am to do the honors. Ma'am, ask if there are any questions. Would you like to have some questions?
Yeah, there is some, we can take some questions actually.
Yeah. If the audience have any questions, please.
Ma'am, I have the mic.
Madam, thank you for your overall presentations on the gig worker, in particular to the women's. And this is a interesting work is going on in India and globally also. So I have only just one or questions for the benefit of the audience. How do the earnings of women delivery partners compare with those of men on the same platform? And another question, do the platforms have gender-specific policy to address the safety, harassment, or discriminations? Thank you.
Okay, so the first question, like one of my slides showed in content creators, men are earning more than women in, for example, content creation, which is basically creating reels in Instagram and mostly for entertainment. So it's not clear why, but men are definitely, there is definitely a pay gap. There's also, I'm talking about the particular categories where there has been studies and they've shown that there is pay gap. One is in this content creation and one is in the white collar online thing. So one possibility is that in the white collar space, the men do the jobs which pay more. So say coding or software development, etc. And women do the jobs which inherently don't pay as much. Text-based jobs, transcription, translation, which are lower paying. So that could be the choice of the jobs, which again goes back to their skill set. I mean, what they can do best could be a reason for the pay gap. The second point is a really good suggestion. Platforms should actively encourage women, recruit women, and create safeguards for them, whether it's from online trolling and harassment or support women who are working from home, home chefs who are working from home. So they are not doing enough. They can do much more. So to give you one example, in Latin America there is there's one online gig work platform. I think it's called She Works or it's called Soya, some name like that. And what innovation they did was that they said, okay, you have to translate this much text, suppose. You can give it to us in small parts so that it's not, the woman is not burdened by doing a whole lot of work by a deadline and also managing home and all. So they broke down the task into smaller parts which can be handled given the various things that women do. So for sure platforms can do more and they should do more to actively encourage women to come. Yeah.
Okay, my question is, we have POSH kind of, for corporate sectors and all that. So do we have any such kind of, there is no employer-employee relationship in this context. So do we have such kind of, if they face harassment and things like that?
No, unfortunately, no. And the general laws apply, but the platform does not do anything extra to make women feel safer. So, for example, there was a case where, there's not one case, there have been many examples of women in urban company who go for, to give massages and all. Sometimes it has happened that the woman has booked it, but when they go there, they find that the husband or somebody actually wants the massage. And then they say, no, I'm not ready to do that. Or they have been, they've faced harassment within the customer's house. But when they go back to the platform, they've been told, sorry, you complain to your own brother or husband or something, or you go to the police station, but this is not our problem. So that's a huge that's a huge lacuna that is there. And it comes from the fact that in gig work, there is really no formal relationship between the employer and employee. So there is the platform doesn't feel obliged to protect the.
But can they file a case or something like that?
You can't, not against the platform. Nobody has done, because the system is such, the platform will say that, what did I do? Nobody owns anything. Like, I just pointed you to this customer, but I'm not involved.
Sure. Thank you. It looks like technology actually empowering women, but these are the thanks for bringing out so many layers in your presentation.
One last question.
Sure, you can take.
Yeah. Thank you for the insightful session. It was really a wonderful one. Continuing to her question, what I was thinking is, what is the present labor law doing, and how is it helping the gig workers? Because as you said, there is no perceived organizational support, and when it comes to insurance, health and others, and they are at risk actually if you talk about the gig workers. Yeah. So how is the present labor law helping them?
You're talking about the new labor codes that have come, right? So the new labor codes, they are very beneficial to workers in the informal sector overall. But as far as gig and platform work is concerned, the only big change that has happened is in social security. So they have said that gig workers are eligible for social security, which is insurance, health insurance, and these kind of things. But they have, other than that, there is nothing particular for gig workers, and there is nothing from the occupational safety part has not been addressed. It is, people have been fighting for a long time for social security for gig workers, for people who lose their life when they are running to deliver something, they get into an accident. Then how, that kind of insurance and health benefits are the only thing that the new labor code has done. I think this whole gig space is not fully understood by the government, and there are many layers to it, many aspects to it, and the government is sort of slow to catch up as the market evolves. So that's the only change that the new labor code has brought. Yeah? Okay. Thank you.
A big round of applause for that. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that. Now, we transition to the panel discussion 3, titled Whole Not Half, the New Grammar of Women's Well-Being. Now, this session brings together experts whose work spans nutrition, dermatology, mental health, and holistic wellness, reflecting a truly integrated understanding of women's well-being. And our esteemed panelists for this discussion are Dr. Nida Fatima Hazaria, nutritionist Hyderabad, known for her evidence-based research to food, health, and metabolic well-being. Please welcome ma'am onto the dais. Now, we transition to the panel discussion and research expertise in skin health and wellness. Please welcome ma'am. And our third panelist is Ms. Reena Hindoja, yoga trainer, Hyderabad, specializing in mind-body practices that support holistic well-being. Please welcome ma'am. Now, fourth panelist is Dr. Shri Pooja Siddham Sethi, psychologist, Hyderabad, recognized for her work in emotional health, resilience, and therapeutic care. Please, a big round of applause for ma'am. The moderator for this discussion will be Dr. S. Vijay Lakshmi, convener CWD, IFHE, Hyderabad, a distinguished academic administrator with a strong commitment to women's empowerment and well-being. So welcome everyone for this panel discussion.
Is there anything?
Good afternoon. I'll expect a good afternoon from all of you. Thank you. Welcome to the second day, third panel. Thanks a lot for your continuous support and enthusiasm. So today's discussion, I think after second day, well-being is required for the closing of our panel discussion. Everybody will define well-being in their own way. Being well is my definition. How to be well. How to be well. How to being well. So well-being does not have any gender bias. Everybody wants well-being. But particularly, whatever the panelists, they are all experts in their respective areas. My interest is how different it is from men to women related to well-being. I'll tell you right from our transition of our age, senior people are there, Gen Zs are there, middle-aged are there. I think I am elder to all of them. So this particular well-being word, I didn't listen till my 40 years. I'm closing to 60 now. There is no word we have not used the word well-being because we are well at the time. We are happy at the time. That word we don't know. But whenever years are passing, we are listening to so many complex words, so many difficult words for which we should find our own definitions. This happened because of joint family destructions happened. When women are at home, during my age, when we are youngsters, teenagers, only father used to work. Mother used to be at home. Her well-being is good because she is well. She is taking care of the family well. Because she is well, she is taking care of the family well from all perspectives. We are happy with whatever we have earned. We used to save out of that. Women are the big people who saved a lot, who contributed to the society, to the economy, to the world. Start observing. When women are getting more education, women are getting more self-independent, women wants to contribute more to the family, problem started. That well-being word is introduced because we want to do everything. My case study only. Till marriage, I don't have a job. Most of my age people, and not Gen Zs and all. Okay. So after education, I want to add something to the family. If both wife and husband will learn, together we'll make our families good economically, and we will earn more, and we want to give so many comforts to the family by way of car, purchase of flats, etc., etc. And we used to have 1 or 2 children only, most of the people. Now Gen Zs, they don't think of children also. That's a different case study. Okay, so in the process what happened, we are running too much, and we are thinking so much, and we want to add something. In between, technology has come. We adopted technology. We don't know what actually is the well-being. Everybody will define in their own way of well-being. So in this August gathering, in these experts, I want to listen from each and everybody, because psychologists are there, nutritionists are there, doctors are there. First you define what actually is the well-being word, which you want defined from your respective areas.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was a wonderful start to this panel, and it was really well. And I'm Reena Hindocha, yoga and wellness coach, and it's an absolute pleasure and privilege to be here and among such wonderful, inspiring panelists and wonderful women and students there. For me, the theme is very, very personal, for being whole. A woman is never whole, because a woman is always helping everyone and putting herself last. So I would start with asking a question. Have you ever met a woman who is always catering, helping others, and in the journey, she forgets herself? I don't have to introduce herself, because everyone here, every woman here has faced that in her life. So in that journey, in that process, we always forget ourselves. We never put women as priority. And as everybody says, that mother never gets tired. Women, when a woman is a homemaker, she's always there. Even in the middle of the night, if the child is hungry, she's ready to cook something. She's always present. So more than other workplace pressures and Instagram pressures, these pressures are always not seen. That even when a woman is a homemaker, she goes through a lot of emotional stress. She has to be present. And in today's world, I would want everyone to listen to this carefully, because I really mean it, that in today's world, everything is free. Sugar-free, gluten-free, lactose-free. But I'm still looking for a woman who is guilt-free. And today, whenever a woman is moving out for work or even for an appointment, she's carrying the luggage, the bag of guilt. So I feel a woman will be whole when she will let go of the guilt, and when she will believe that taking care of yourself, self-care is not luxury. It's your right, it's necessity, and it should be there. I hope everyone agrees to it. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Nida Hazari. And first of all, I would like to thank Sudhakar Rao sir and Vijaya ma'am. It's absolute pleasure to be here. And my introduction is, I am a nutritionist specializing in pediatric nutrition. I did my PhD in nutrition. And then while counseling patients, I realized it's all in the mind. So I did a course from Oxford in psychology, and then further in counseling psychology, so that I can understand students better. So from my perspective, and yes, one more thing, to my personality, I would add that I'm mother of 3 teenagers. So I know how all of you feel, because just here and there, older to my children. And according to me, the title whole, not half, it means a woman should not have to split herself into fragments, be it her own energy, her identity, or her own well-being. So my perspective to it would be, as a nutritionist, that I know how it feels. I have seen how bodies react to when they are ignored. As a psychologist, I know how the mind, it whispers when it is broken. And as a woman, as a mother, I know how the littlest of the compromises what we have to make, the sacrifices, they all go a long way, and somewhere our mind just get lost. So we are always in this continuous journey of being guilty throughout, but we need to balance it. So all we need is integrated care, a supportive environment, and a body which needs to be nourished, a mind which needs to be maybe just be quiet, and emotions, very important, which needs space, and most importantly, relationship which needs boundary. That is extremely important. And in one sentence, I would say whole means to be emotionally balanced and being full of strength.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Dr. Lakshmi Sharda, and I'm a dermatologist, and I'm the founder of Dr. Sharda's Dermatology Aesthetics Clinic. In my line of work, I deal with a lot of women from different social backgrounds, from different age groups, and from various phases of their life. And I always felt that skin health is not just an individual problem. It depends on a lot of other issues which are going on in their life. So a lot of prongs of well-being are there, like physical well-being, emotional well-being, relationship well-being, social well-being. So there are different prongs to being whole for a woman, and it is very, very difficult to balance everything. Like the other doctor said, going out, not feeling guilty is very difficult. To come to a meeting, you're guilty that, okay, my daughter is at school, or I provide things. There are a lot of things going on in their mind all the time. So balancing it is very difficult. And a supportive family, a supportive social system is very important for this. I think there has been a lot which happened for women, but there is yet a lot more that needs to happen for women not to feel guilty. And yes, well-being is different phases has to be done, and that's when they'll really feel whole. Yes, as of now, I don't think any woman is feeling whole and there all the time.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Sri Pooja Siddham Setti. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I work with various platforms. I work with the police. I work with the criminals. I work with people who think they are criminals. I work with people who know they are not criminals. And at the end of the day, what we realize is, either you're the victim or you're the culprit. We always forget that there is something called as Ram and Ravan. And today we see each of us having both the sides of us. So some of us see ourselves as the victim, and then we play the victim card, and we see everything, and we'll end up attracting that essence called victim mode. But when you see yourself as a criminal, you feel you've won the world. So when I see people as a doctor, as a psychologist, as a clinical psychologist, and the first thing that comes to my mind, who am I being? So this is where my introduction and my connection with ICFI comes into the picture. When I was in my graduation first year, we had ICFI University approaching our college, and I did my certification course in HR. So that's where I learned my SWOT analysis, SWOT. It was so wonderful. Hierarchy of needs, most wonderful. So today, if I can relate to those two incidents in my life, as Reena and Ma'am and all were mentioning about being guilt-free, thank God, I can never feel guilty. And I feel so bad when I try searching in my SWOT analysis, am I guilty of something? And I've never been guilty. And it goes back to the same question when Buddha told us, need to be equanimous in life. So when you know you're about to feel guilty, just catch yourself. Am I being guilty? What am I guilty for? Nothing. Sometimes it's a societal pressure. Oh, you're being a mother, you're going out. Oh, you're being a wife, you're going out. Go fast, your husband is coming. Then you're like, okay, he's coming. So what happened? No, he'll need you. So there's a lot of environmental unknown pressures, thoughts, which would have made you feel guilty. And sometimes it's a woman in your life who will tell you, you are guilty of this. And again, going back to the same point, catching yourself there. Am I guilty? Did I not prepare something for my child? What kind of image am I portraying to my neighbors? Oh, this husband is very caring. He's very encouraging. That's why this lady is able to go out. So there are so many factors that decides ourself being guilt-free or not. So going back to SWOT analysis, I never filled those blocks, by the way. I was so scared to even write what my strength was. I'm telling you my first experience, 2002, I think. No, I don't think this is my strength. Because no one told me it's my strength. I felt it was my strength. But others told me, this is not your strength. So that's when, when you have a mentor in life, when you have a psychologist or a therapist or a guide in your life tells you, okay, what part of this is your strength and what part of that is your weakness? That's where the role of a mentor comes in. And then the same picture where the strength is your opportunity. So that's what I've made my strength now. Coming from a background of wanting to be an actress at 3 years of age, where ma'am shared Sri Devi, I saw her on screen, I said, I want to be her. So imagine when you have a goal. My goal was to be Sri Devi. I had no idea who she was and how was she there. So I became a trainer, became a psychologist, studied mass comm, studied HR, because my 95-year-old grandfather, who's hale and healthy right now, he completes his 95th birthday this month, he told me, are you a public speaker? Go and do a course. Are you a good actor? Did you do a course? So he feels learning is an ever-growing journey. So I think these kind of mentors like ma'am shared about joint family system, I think all of you are my family. All of them are my family. We learn so much from everybody. So if we can teach our children that in this nuclear family world, that all of them are your family, your teachers are your family, your neighbors are your family, your friends are your family, I think we will never come out of this whole, not being a whole. When I say this, I mean this. So being whole is all within ourselves. And when we surround ourselves with such beautiful people here, I'm sure we will keep adding to our wholeness. It's like, I was so jealous of ma'am when she said I have 3 kids. I wanted 3 kids. So imagine, so now I told ma'am, please introduce me to them. So didn't I add to my wholeness there? So sometimes jealousy makes you think bad for others. But sometimes good jealousy. What's the word you would use for that? Appreciation, being grateful. When you can appreciate people, you are no more jealous. You're bringing them into your life. So on this lovely note, I would just like to give the mic back to the moderator, ma'am.
Very good, very good. And that is the transformation. So out of this particular round, I thought of summing up, supportive environment from the family. Second thing is emotionally balanced. Don't feel guilty. Because you want to give more, that's why we are feeling guilty. Very appreciable parts are mentoring. That's what, for every, at any level, at any age, mentoring is nothing but sharing of thoughts. Whenever we feel low, so we need such a mentor where our negative things, our low feelings should be properly addressed. 100% I agree with you. Mentoring is the most important thing for the well-being. Second thing which I appreciate is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Great thing. Wherever you are, be at the workplace, be it family, wherever you are, think that you are a part of your family. These two are the takeaways out of this particular run. Proceeding to the next round, I'll bring a new dimension. When I'm in a joint family, I thought that mother-in-law, father-in-law, mother, father, children, and I want to satisfy everybody. I want to be the best daughter-in-law so that I don't get anything in return, but appreciations are highly valuable for any women. You did. In the process of appreciation, people make us work more. This is another strategy. So, but which is missing now, because we enjoyed relations, we enjoyed so many things which people missed. We enjoyed seasons, we enjoyed music, so many things which we enjoyed. But in the process of this relation well-being, in the process, now what is the challenge is for Gen Zs or middle-aged or youngsters is, some people will have relation, as you rightly told, husband will be waiting for me. Arey, खाना नहीं बनाया. Swiggy, health अच्छा नहीं रहता है. He wants my home cooked food only. That is another dimension of blackmailing women. Okay. So in the process of this relational well-being, I want to listen from all of you. Just focus on relational well-being only. Because you are also wives, daughters, children of your families. Please address it. I want to listen from you.
This is a very beautiful topic. So for this, let me start with a very small story about a girl coming from a conservative Gujarati family, was conditioned and wired that she is meant for the kitchen. She is a nurturer, taking care of husband and children. She never had dreams beyond the four walls of the house. And after 2 children, after health issues, self-doubt entered, low self-esteem, no confidence at all. But one moment, one support changed her life. One day, her mother-in-law told her that have your own identity. She doesn't want her daughter-in-law to have an identity by her son's name. And with that one support, with that one motivation, with that one support, that lady is teaching the corporate leaders and CEOs how to breathe, teaching the mothers and the teenagers to pause. She is taking corporate sessions around at GMR, at Salesforce, T-Hub, V-Hub. And that lady is sitting right now at IC5 panel, and that is me. My mother-in-law never stepped out of the house ever, but she empowered a woman inside her house, and that was her daughter-in-law, and that is me. So what that one support from the family can do. And that's what I tell everyone. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And that journey, when brought me here, I started my NGO, Touch a Life Foundation, where we provide scholarship to underprivileged girls for their higher education. And today, very proudly, 200 plus girls are getting scholarship and are studying, taking their higher education. Otherwise, they were forced for early marriage or domestic help. And today, one of the girls is a successful lawyer. One of the girls is having a job at Infosys. How my mother-in-law empowered me, I am taking that journey ahead and empowering other girls that if a woman gets the right support, even it's from a family member, from a friend, from a colleague, she can achieve. The sky is the limit for her. So I think that ma'am, which was talking about, that joint family relationships are very important. And I think that we should continue that legacy, because when women start supporting other women, a woman doesn't shine alone. She always lays light on the path of the woman who's always standing and walking with her. Thank you.
So I know Reena since many years, and she's been doing exceptionally well. And it's very true that relationships, relational health is very crucial it not only influences your appetite, it influences your sleep, your cortisol levels, and whatnot. So I think it is ingrained in the system, conditioned by the society, that, and it's been there in all the eras, that women has been restricted to the home environment only. And I would like to talk about my story, and I have been into these forums and platforms, and what I've realized is each one of the women whom I've met have had her own struggle. And as she said, nothing's, according to me, nothing's come for free. You have to have your own battles, fight your battles. And I belong to a conservative family. I am a Muslim. My family is quite orthodox. But my support system have been my friends and the people whom I meet along my journey. Now I know Reena, and now I know Ma'am, and now I'll make friends with a dermatologist here. So these have been my strength throughout my journey. And this is how we create what we call as a caravan, and we proceed. So I feel that is very true, that a supportive environment through any form, it could be a family, a mother-in-law, a friend, and that is extremely crucial. But there is still maybe a decade to go to break this barrier. And I think for Gen Zs, it's better to say no at an early stage to avoid that emotional burnout, which has been happening in our system.
I think relationship health is cornerstone for a woman's emotional or mental well-being. Be it relationships at home or friends or at workplace. A positive relationship will always drive the woman forward, but otherwise, in any negative relationship, it will only bring them down, make them emotionally burdened. So I think there should be a support system encouraging women to, either at home and at workplace, which will encourage women to achieve much more. I think that's that way. For me personally, I've always had a family who encouraged me to do more and achieve more. I think allowing me to make my own decisions about my life and what I want to do, what I want to be, has always been encouraging. But it doesn't have to be like that for every woman, and there are battles you'll have to win. I'm not saying fight and get out of that relationship, but yes, you stay in the relationship and you have to try and explain to them. Because nowadays, it's so easy for women to get out of a relationship because they've had one fight, or I don't think that should be the way forward. It has to be, you have to work out things and explain how it is important for you. And then I think the relationships can help you grow much more.
On my last note, I mentioned my love for movies. So I'll continue with that. So the movies play a very important role. There's a lot of research done before a movie is released. And if you actually see the movies that were made in the Esther years of Amitabh Bachchan, Dilip Kumar, and, to see the movies now, there's a lot of respect what I have learned from these movies. As I shared, I'm from a joint family too. So I have seen different dynamics, family dynamics. I have seen times where someone gets angry and the other person keeps quiet. And then at calm time, they actually explain you, what you did was not right. I didn't feel good about it. And then I have heard people, men in my family, apologize. I have seen another side where someone told, I don't like blue color on you, and they've never worn a blue color in their life. So there's different dynamics we see in the same kind of brought up. Then the neighbors, then the friends, families, and so many stories we heard during those days. And there comes silsila, kabhi, what was that? Yeah, love after marriage, loving your wife after your marriage, loving someone else's wife after a marriage, and so many different dynamics. Someone who doesn't have a girlfriend but likes somebody else's girlfriend. Someone whom you just tell them that you're looking beautiful means I love you to them. So the family dynamics are so vast, and there's so many communication issues. I remember this beautiful experience during one of my course where communication is very important. And we were like, okay, communication is very important. And it seems a client told, the client told the psychologist, iski aur uski patti nahi hai. So the first thought that comes is, maybe the husband and wife don't get along. And the counselor just wrote down, iski aur uski patti nahi hai. So they thought it's a husband and wife issue. No, it's the husband's mother and the wife's mother, they don't get along. So communication plays a major role. I think this is my favorite example of communication. So in relationship, sometimes your ego plays a role. Sometimes the, how their father behaved in their relationships play a role. And the girl coming from a different kind of a background, that comes into a role. So it's always the role playing. In college days we do role play. This is their role playing. It's like a baggage playing. It's never you. So when someone is harsh with you in a relationship, get it. It's either their biological doing. We need to send them to a nutritionist to reduce the spice in their food. Or sometimes you need to tell them, I think you're not breathing. You breathe and talk. Do some yoga every day. You'll start scolding your wife a little less. So these are the kind of, experiences people have. So as a relationship well-being, we need to understand that we need to be well and we need to look at our family's well-being. It's not about you going for a walk. It's about your spouse also going for a walk with you. Or it's not about your spouse going to a gym. It's about you going to the same gym or another gym. So family well-being, when there is something called as a family well-being, then it's not about you. It's again about being the whole. And it's a husband and wife. It's not the husband and it's not the wife. It's about husband and wife. Both are coming on the same platter. And only when two people contribute to each other's well-being, I think there'll be a lot of harmony in relationships. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. For summing, as ma'am rightly told, relationships. The creators of relationships, destroyers of relationships also. That is what we have observed. If mother-in-laws will behave like mothers, daughter-in-laws also will behave like daughters. So the entire relations will keep on going. So many examples we have seen. But today's scenario, Gen Z scenario, girls are not staying with mother-in-laws. They don't want mothers also. They want to stay with their husbands only. So this is one dimension where we can take it. Because if relations are healthy, well-being will be healthy. As Sri Pooja rightly told that, one relationship is broken, but at the end of the day, they want to have another relationship. So please make sure that first relationship should not be broken. Affections are lifelong. Promises should be lifelong. That is the beauty of any relation you take. Brother, wife, mother, mother-in-law. But always you should be in the mood of forgiving and forgetting. That will make the well-being in a beautiful way. Thank you this round for sharing your thoughts. Proceeding further, I thought this question may be reasonable and useful for all of you. I am adding, which is not there in our understanding. I focus mostly because two doctors are also there, talking about women taking food. Whatever is available during the time, people are eating, especially women are eating. They will cook food, good food for the family. Whatever the residue is there, they keep it in the fridge. Morning they'll put it in the oven, then they are consuming. I think food and well-being are directly proportional. maybe in that perspective, let this particular round go. You are, as a nutritionist, as a doctor, as a psychologist, food and well-being. Just throw some light on this. Yes, ma'am.
So first and foremost, discipline is the key for healthy overall well-being. And yes, food should be a critical component of everyday life. I think it's high time that being, our generation or maybe the Gen Zs also, we take as a prime responsibility to start our day with sunrise and end it with sunset. Your last meal should be sunset because your body needs those many hours of fasting to again regenerate or re-energize oneself. So food is important. Just yesterday, Shobha ma'am and I were having a talk about the importance of protein. So it is always better to follow a professional. And it's not just the protein, but you need to incorporate carbohydrates, fats, and even the micronutrients. You must have heard of the triple burden of malnutrition. Either it's two extremes, either it's going towards being underweight or obesity. So it is always better to have a balanced meal, including components of macros. Those are your carbs, proteins, and fats, and your micros, which are your iron and calcium, magnesium, everything. And apart from this, another important component is your sleep and movement, which is equally important. When all these three things are together in synergy, then your body can function properly. And being a woman, you definitely need to take care of yourself first so that you can focus on your family. That is what is according to me.
I don't know. I think women eating food which is left over, it may still be, I think it is still happening in some households or most households, but I think that has definitely changed. Women is definitely looking about her nutrition. In my house, my mother-in-law, my mother, or whoever, all women, they eat as a family. So that aspect I'm not sure, but a working woman eating food on time is very, very difficult. I'm a doctor and I don't eat on time, so I do preach people to eat on time, but I don't get to eat on time because I'm running after my patients, or whenever the patient comes, I have to see my patient. So I think it's a bit difficult to balance that eating food on time, but that is a very important aspect, and I think balanced nutrition is very important, like Dr. Nida said. Women definitely are looking about their nutrition, and but the Swiggy and the Zomato come in. I don't know how many women are able to cook because of their work schedule. How often are they cooking? I think that has to change a little bit, including myself. But it's not about the woman cooking. Why is it always the woman cooking at home? Why is this responsibility not shared? Why is the man not taking that responsibility or sharing that responsibility is always my question. Why is it always, even my mother-in-law, she supports me 100%, but she always feels it's the woman who should cook at home. It was not like this when I was abroad. I lived abroad for 10 years and my husband was sharing all the responsibilities. And once we are in India, that thing has changed. I'm not complaining about him, but it's just the perspective that has changed. He doesn't feel that it's a shared responsibility anymore. And nobody feels that at home except me. So I think it's always a problem at home, at least in my house. So I don't know how it is in anybody else.
So listening to all of you was so wonderful. I was just thinking, should I tell them? I have a secret. So when I fall sick mentally, the first thing I do is go and check for a salad. Do I have carrots in my fridge? Do I have cucumber? Otherwise I blink it. So something I've noticed that people hog when they are stressed, or they're having a kind of tension, or there's, order a chole bhatura kind of expression. So luckily, whenever I'm sad, I never binge eat. It's a sad thing that I am hardly sad. So then I get to eat all the lovely foods around. So I've learned how to balance it. So if I order a chole bhatura from Haldiram. I make sure I have my salad, I have my fruits, and I also have something else which is very, very healthy. So that's how I balance my food. And I would like to tell all of you, I'm 106 kilos as on today. And I'm not, oh my God. It's not an achievement. But I'm proud to say that because how we are scared to tell our age, you know. So we are very scared to tell our weight. Okay? And I had a wonderful experience in my life. I can always cover it up saying it's a bone weight. So jokes apart, there was a time, I always thought if a topic like this comes, I should share. I was too slim. I won't call it slim, I was thin with my cheeks inside. And the only thing I prayed to God was thoda mota bana do. तो वो थोड़ा कितना है कभी नहीं बोला. So when I was putting on weight, I can do chakrasana right now here. I love yoga. I love exercise. I love participating in sports. I'm also one of the women convener for Telangana sports right now. And you know what was the first thing I told them? Are you sure? People will comment on my weight. They said, Arre, it's a 1 month thing. It's a 2 months thing. So it all goes back, you know, to that one girl who said, Thoda mota bana do. So when I say I'm fat right now, or I'm obese right now, or I'm healthy right now, it's not a block in my head. And when you choose to be healthy, it's not about weight. It's not about your body. It's about your mind. If you tell yourself, okay, I need to lose some weight because it's unhealthy, okay, let me go to a nutritionist, let me go to a yoga expert, let me go to a doctor and check what all can I do. And my husband, love marriage, so he knows my, what do you see, the key. I said, I'm not losing weight. Huh? I know if you get a movie offer next year, I know how you'll become. So that means we all have our trigger points. We also have our key points. And I think my key point is if I tell myself I'm actually going to act in a movie in a year, I'm sure all these excuses will go away. So we should always see what is our end goal. Why do we want to achieve what we want to achieve? I'm just using this as an example. So if we can have an achievement point which is worthy of your life, 10 kilos losing is not exciting for me because I put on 10 kilos in the last 2 months. If someone gives me an offer to lose weight in next 1 month, I'm not excited. But if you tell me you have an offer waiting for you or you have something waiting for you, looking forward, which is so exciting. Maybe nowadays a lot of girls tell me, can we wear a bikini? If I tell them there's a yoga therapist, can you ask her, can I wear a bikini for a beach next month? I'm going for a, you know, to a beach. So that's exciting for them. So when you look at yourself, do look at yourself as, you know, don't look at the moon and reach for the stars. Look at the moon and reach the moon. So I think maybe by the next session, you'll hear something more. Reena?
I would like to add something. So yesterday I had a chance to have lunch with one of the volunteers here. He's right there, Hari. And we spoke a lot about the campus and the club activities. And it was so nice. I really liked the campus. And the best part was the students were all so crisply dressed, so sharp in their blazers. And I couldn't find anybody who was overweight or obese. Nice haircut and, you know, so slim and sharp-looking boys and girls. It was so nice to see that. And Hari and I, we had a long conversation about the mess food. It was very nice. You hardly get to see that in campuses where, you know, the students are so beautifully dressed. I just love that. And the air was full of beautiful fragrance. That is so important. So I think that really those things are so important for a healthy mind and body. When you are, the way you biologically nourish your body, these social connections, when you see good faces, all dressed people around you, you feel so happy. You feel like, you know, taking care of yourself, your body, working out. So I think it was very rejuvenating for me. And I took extra care to dress up properly even today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this round. The takeaways are food discipline is more important. both working and those who are staying at home. So far as your protein consumption, etc., are concerned, nowadays there is a mania for everybody. We just browse YouTube. How much protein will be decided by the YouTube? People are following. They are getting sick. So best part is see the consultant so that you can follow. That is the best part I am taking. Third thing is, as ma'am rightly told, there are two words in Telugu. Sat Sangatyam. Sat Sangatyam means you should be associated with people of the same mind, good people. How you can define good? So the negative thinking should be converted into positive. Similarly, if you are clean, healthy, automatically you look beautiful. So these are the takeaways out of this particular round. Probably I'm thinking if time permits, I'll go further. One observation, what is that? Is people are busy with mobiles. Everybody knows that. Eating with mobile, sleeping with mobile, and every day, including me also. So technology is playing so important that we replaced kitchens with Zomato, especially women. Hope everybody accepts that. Right? We replaced and we substituted our happiness with mobiles. So this is the scenario in which we are following. Because I think WhatsApp group, WhatsApp university, if you want to send a message, nobody is following emails now. Just if you put in WhatsApp, immediately within 2 minutes, you will get the answers. And people are mad after how many views, how many hits, something, so many, because I am not used to that. So in this scenario, I think technology, whatever it may be, and well-being, just to throw some light on that. How technology and well-being should be taken in a positive direction, or how this can be converted into positive direction. Throw some light on that.
Technology has its pros and cons, and as I was listening to all the wonderful stories from these ladies, I get students who come to me that I want to lose weight so that I can post a good picture on Instagram, not for her own self. So nowadays, how people want to eat or look, it's all around the social media and the technology. But if we use technology in the right way, it will be really great. Like Nida is a very renowned nutritionist. She's using that medium to share what people should be eating, rest are sharing. If we use it in a correct way, technology can be a great boom. It has its pros and cons, and especially for a women, they should be knowing how much to share, knowing about the privacy, so that when especially in my NGO, when I interact with the girl, the digital literacy is lacking. The girls are not having the digital literacy. How to use it? We all know we have so many mediums, Zomato, Zepto, Instagram, YouTubes. But how to use it correctly in the right way? So I think, ma'am, the students, they can definitely reach out to the communities and help the girls that how to use the technology in a right way, so that the person there cannot take that data and misuse it. So I personally believe that whatever I am today is definitely due to social media. And today when I have students from all over the world, whenever we ask them, how did you know about me? And they always say either through YouTube, through Instagram. So it's a wonderful medium for your business, or to reach out to, or to share knowledge. But if it's done on the right way, it's really great, but there are disadvantages. And if that digital literacy is spread around and if taught around well, it will be really helpful to many women, many homemakers, to girls in the communities, and many more. That's what I believe.
So technology definitely has made care more accessible. And for me, I can say that ChatGPT is my best partner. It has made my life so simple. I'm no more dependent on anybody. I have become more confident. So I love this AI technology extremely. And there are two aspects to it. First is privacy and accuracy when it comes to nutrition, especially. You cannot completely rely on the numbers. but other aspects are extremely good. Taking care of the latest data, we can access it well. And you have, when it comes to AI tools, you have your reminder set, your mood trackers, you can track your sleep, you can track your steps. So there are so many apps. But one thing which technology or AI can never do is replace empathy. That can never happen. How much ever you might move beyond, but empathy cannot be replaced. That is what I feel about technology and healthcare.
I think technology has opened doors for women to get more information, definitely, and they're more out there. There's more visibility for them. But I think the best thing I learned today is digital literacy. I think that's what is the most important thing now in this scary world out there with AI, where your faces are changed and all these things. So I think it has to be introduced at a basic school education level. It has to be a part of their education about digital literacy and what are the pros and the cons, how to use it mindfully. And the other thing, yes, we're all addiction to digital platforms is the other thing which is wasting a lot of our time, including me. But yes, it gives us, I do get patience, and for the business part of it, it is very good. So in one way, I'm hoping that people will see me when I make my reels, but the other way, I'm thinking I should not watch reels and I should not waste my time. So I think it's a balancing act where you have to put a stop and look after your other parts of your life as well, give more time. There's no me time anymore. You think that going through those reels is your me time, which is not right. So there is other things, the physical part of well-being you need to focus on, your relationship. You have very less time for relationships this way. Sometimes in the evening I notice that me and my husband, that we're both sitting in front of the TV. He's looking at his WhatsApp and I'm looking at Instagram. And when I say you're on the phone, he says I'm on the phone. So I think this has to change, and I know I'm taking a lot of my personal examples, but I think that's what's happening in every household. So yes, be mindful of how you use the technology, and I think it's good that we have technology.
But this is much better, seeing WhatsApp, Instagram. There are houses where the couples have different rooms now. There is a concept also of couples, just meeting over the weekend. So this is much better. Okay.
So yes, be mindful of how you use technology.
How many of you have a dustbin in your house? All of you have a dustbin in your house? Okay, great. So how many of you have a dustbin here? No, this is your house and a separate dustbin there. Okay. So how many of you delete that dustbin from here? Do you delete? Do you forget what your friends have done to you? Do you forget what your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend has done to you? Because most of my recent cases are not that the girl left them or the boy left them. They saw them with another person on Instagram.
Or maybe just a hit like button. How did you like that picture?
Why is she on your contact list? How did you find her? Okay, so jokes apart, so if we can start uncluttering our mind, I think we can, most of you said you know how to unclutter it and how to click on that delete button there. So same way, if we can start using the cell phone settings, which tells you to remove notifications, which asks you to be mindful by cutting off your notifications, cutting off those messages. I don't think you need to know if your favorite speaker has gone live right now, or any of those reels that you're watching, or a new episode that you have subscribed to. So this is how I do digital literacy. And I tell people, if you don't get a call back from me within 15 minutes, you'll get a reply. So every 15 minutes to 10 minutes, I look at my phone. And then, as there's no notification, I have lost a lot of opportunities because of that. And I'm being banned since 20 days on WhatsApp. And you can imagine my state of mind. But thanks to the digital declutter, what I've been doing, I only remember WhatsApp once in a day. When I wake up in the morning, I switch on my internet and I find my WhatsApp missing on my phone right now. So I told myself, let me see what we did before WhatsApp. So I mailed ICFI saying that my WhatsApp is not working. Please communicate everything to me on mail. That's a little effort that I tried. So 20 days, very successfully, no WhatsApp. And I know right now that it's not going to come back. It's like that ex-boyfriend. This guy didn't even tell me he's leaving. So it's a little sad. But then I made peace with it. Now I'm looking at another mobile number. And I'm very sure that this shouldn't get banned. So if you see, I never had an ex-boyfriend to feel bad about. But this mobile phone of 20 days of no WhatsApp is giving me the same feeling. So this is what is addiction. Addiction comes to us in different ways. Either you cannot live with it, or sometimes you can't live without it. You're obsessed with something or something that you're not obsessed for. So if we can declutter our mind, declutter our phone, I think I'm very happy that I work in rehab centers. I'm not in a rehab center right now as a patient because 20 days of no WhatsApp. So I thank myself for at least having this kind of friends who are actually telling me, do we have digital literacy? So are you digitally aware? Not beware, but are you digitally aware? Yeah.
Thank you so much. To sum up, technology will be useful to make our well-being happy. I think that is the summing up. So eliminate or remove the dust from our mind to reach the well-being. So to sum up the entire session, well-being is a combination of not only one factor, maintaining relationships, digital awareness, good food, forgiveness, sometimes silence, work sharing, and deciding how I will have well-being mentally, being a wholesome of well-being. So if we can talk like this, we can talk days together regarding well-being. So time is a constraint for all of us. I thank you personally also on behalf of our conference for sharing valuable and useful deliberations out of this session. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we see that ma'am has already thanked, but yeah, I think she's trying to take my position as MC now.
You can ask any one question.
Yes. So, thank you for such an enriching discussion and also putting forward multiple perspectives. I think it's not one way of looking at, women's well-being, but a lot of ways as we have just now seen on the stage. So thank you so much, everyone, for that discussion. A big round of applause, please. Now, as a token of appreciation, we would like to felicitate our panelists. And now I request Professor Alicia Gatpo, VC Meghalaya ICFA University.
You want to say something?
No. Sorry? Oh, questions. Okay, sorry. So there are a lot of questions for the...
She's a professor of well-being.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for that wonderful session. I don't have any questions, but I'd like to tell you something about my own experiences. Like ma'am said, she was reaching 60. I'm 71. And I'd like to tell you what ma'am was exactly mentioning. At that time, we were all very well. We didn't even think about well-being, depression. These thoughts never came to us. We just were very happy and healthy. So, and I got married when I was 21. So at 21 to 35, I was taking care of my family. I did my MA, completed in 22, but I never thought of working anywhere or doing some job because I was educated and I was the highly educated person in my family. Everybody was about 10th, 11th, and so on. My husband was a BTech, of course. And so I never thought of working. I took care of my children, my mother-in-law, father-in-law. I thought of them as a family. And then after 40, then I thought of becoming doing something. Because when I was 40, my daughter got admission in MBBS first year, and my parents-in-law passed away. So I thought, what should I do now? Then I registered for PhD. At that time, I gave complete time to myself. I was happy and healthy then also. And I completed my PhD. Because I completed PhD, people were calling me, asking, requesting me for taking up part-time classes, not a regular job. So I was happy with that because it was part-time and I had my time for myself and I didn't have to rush for a job. Time constraint was not there. So till now I'm happy and healthy. And I'd like Dr. Nutritionist over here, Dr. Nida,
Yes, ma'am.
to tell me if I'm doing correct with my particular diet. I have only dry fruits and mixed in curds in the morning, Greek yogurt. Afternoon, I have a bowl of, oats with one boiled egg. And night, I have just fresh fruits only. Dry fruits also, yes, fresh fruits. And dry fruits only limited, 4 almonds, 2 walnuts, and 6 raisins.
Perfect.
Ending with milk with haldi and pepper.
And all this is before sunset or around sunset?
No, I don't look for sunset or sunrise. Because by the time I reach home, it's 6:30. So after that, yes, before 8 o'clock, probably. I do that, and I've been doing this since last 3 years. Before that also my diet was quite limited, but now I'm just on this particular diet and I'm happy and healthy. That's what I like to say. So am I doing right?
Absolutely perfect. So first of all, yours is a remarkable story to be shared by everybody, and I'm sure many would be inspired by it. So at the age...
Thank you.
And at the age of 71...
I'll be 72 in a few months.
MashaAllah, that is amazing actually. So it is all because of the discipline and the supportive environment you had. So you should just continue with whatever makes you happy. So at this age, your sleep pattern and your movement, your exercise is crucial. That's it.
No, I'd like to mention that also. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And
you have got all the answers.
Till
you are just perfect.
Till 6:30, I do my meditation, breathing exercises, flexible exercises, and then yogasanas in the same order till 6:30.
That's perfect.
Then get ready for college.
If 5 doesn't need a superhero, doesn't need anyone on Google, they have right here. So a huge round of applause for her.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're just doing great, ma'am. Right thing at the right time.
Thanks a lot.
It's just that, I don't know how many, but not everybody are blessed that way to have a good family support.
No, I should tell you that, yes, family support is also important.
And of course, passion to do it. So my PhD story is 2009 to 2015. I did my PhD and 3 babies. I was all done by 29. And then after my third one turned 5, then I looked back like, what am I doing sitting at home? So then I started. But I was lucky enough that I had passion to do work, and I just got it. So it's all about how you feel, how you take it. And on the board out there, I wrote, I don't know how many of you have noticed that, I wrote, you are what you eat and think. That is what it is.
And like she was saying, never feel guilty about what you're doing. I never felt guilty at that time for not working, being educated, and I don't feel guilty now for taking care only of myself and nothing else.
It's end of the day, your thoughts which make
a lot of difference. Yeah, that's true.
Definitely. And what Reena, how she started saying that self-care is the most important.
Thank you.
And that's what you have done.
Yes, sir.
So she's right here.
Oh, okay.
To take my pictures.
Super. And the psychologist, 106 kg. Wow, the confidence. Rajlashmi ma'am, the way you moderated was super fantastic. One of the best session. It is helpful for everybody.
And yes, one more thing. So I can just go on and on actually. So both of us will be writing our 10th again. Yeah. Our daughters are writing our boards in Feb. So.
You have time?
work-life balance?
One should decide for themselves, because each one of us are unique in our own beautiful ways, and we have to chalk it out. We need to think, reflect. So pausing, taking a pause at the right time, reflecting and journaling, all these things matter to define your own journey of life. Nobody can set, step 1 and 2, 3 for you. You have to do it for yourself. So you just have to think and move on, move forward.
Ma'am, to answer your question, we always do what we love, and we always leave the things that we don't love. And as a woman, sometimes you need to balance the both. Sometimes you have a cook, sometimes you have the maid, sometimes you have your mom, mother-in-law helping you. Sometimes it's your spouse that is helping you. Sometimes it's a son in the house that's helping you. But then if we can actually figure out what are the things that we don't love to do in the day, and you have to do it because, you need to take care of yourself and you want to cook yourself sometime, come up with creative ways to do the things that you don't love to do. For example, I remember, I think this was when my daughter was just born, and I was going to a nutritionist and she was telling me all the healthy things to do. The beauty of going to a consultant, they give you a lot of tricks to do the same thing. So I remember my nutritionist telling me, have paneer every day. And I was like, I don't like that paneer in the market. So then I came up with this, the line story, making paneer on your own. And then I would, take it in a very creative manner to the workspace. And people were like, oh my God, does your mother-in-law do this for you? I said, no, I have come up with a creative way of dealing with it. And then a lot of us bring salads, right? So then, they say the curd gets spoiled. So I started sealing the curd. I would make the curd in the box itself. So one night before, it sets in the box. So when I open the box, it looks like, oh my God, it's like a sealed pack. So I just made things more attractive and exciting. And basically, that was a very boring thing to do. But the moment I opened the box, I was so happy with the kind of fulfillment I did with that. So I think work-life balance will only come when you stand on integrity and understand that we are never in integrity. So the moment we realize we're not in integrity, we'll end up being in integrity. So that's the beauty of it. So the moment we know we are not having a work-life balance, we get the work-life balance. So that's how our mind is. It keeps playing tricks. It keeps telling you it just repeats back to you what you tell yourself. And it gives you all the proofs in the world that, this is how it is. But the moment you tell your mind what you want rather than what you don't want, then the mind just starts working for it. It's like our, personal AI agent. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like to talk, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. It's an observation. I'm a professor in the University of Hyderabad, and I'm in charge of girls, in fact, on campus. And I was pleasantly surprised at the way you're talking about relationships and, the messages that you have given with all your experience in, diverse fields. I have been attending women's, conferences maybe last 3 decades. One of my PhD topic, as well as, I'm also a joint professor in the Center for Women's Studies, which is a co-host of this conference. So as I teach the students and as I talk to my students on campus, they would call me very traditional in thinking if I talk about, as you said, you can go and have 16 relationships, whereas this girl cannot stand him having tea with somebody else in the evening, right? So is this right? If you say, is this right? We have meetings. So is this right? They would say you're doing moral policing and you are a very traditional, the very look of me also is very traditional. Although, you are a blend of modern and, I'm a researcher, I would talk based on evidence. I will not make any loose statements. But still, I was pleasantly surprised and very happy that you have given very strong messages to the young boys and girls who are sitting here. Unlike what I hear in those regular women's conferences, which is, okay, to hell with him, or, yes, men power or manpower or whatever it is. But then I think, women power, progress, possibilities, this is where I think the power lies. It is in the hands of women. This is how the society will progress. And these are all the possibilities for women to make family as a unit, which is that unifying factor, which will make progress the society, as also the cultures and the economies as such. Thank you so much. You've made my day.
Good afternoon to everyone. Why should only women have all the fun? Yeah. We should have a 360-degree discussion, at least in Women 5.0 conference, ma'am. So I'll give some feedback. Dr. Lakshmi, I'll give some feedback to Dr. Praveen. Okay, you said many things about him. We went to school together, so first banta hai ki I give feedback to him about sharing responsibilities. After moving back from London, he hasn't done that. But after I give the feedback, after 2-3 months only, you should come home. Don't come before that. To my home. And make sure that Praveen doesn't reveal that he knows cooking. Okay. You should not reveal it, that's all. He may be good at it. Okay. Dr. Sri Pooja, thank you so much. Yours was a free-flowing conversation, and it's always lovely to converse with you. But I'm very happy to tell you that the accomplishments of physical weight and the heft of the thoughts are all appreciated. So it is by choice that one puts on weight, and only on few occasions it is because of a few other reasons. But being socially very, very confident about it is something which we should learn from. Dr. Nida, before you answer any question next time, please give the menu of charges, how much you would charge, and don't respond immediately. And of course, Reena is a celebrity yoga icon, and her daughter also. Both of them doing yoga I have seen together. But I thought, I'm always scared. Whenever I meet her, I think that she's going to actually ask me to do some asanas and all. But that's the reason I don't meet you. I always talk to you on phone. So the question is, how does Women 6.0 look like for all of you? See, yesterday we spoke about Women 1.0 to Women 5.0 in a great detail. Women 5.0 is about shaping the future, women shaping the world outside as well as shaping the world within. This was the takeaway message. So how does Women 6.0 look like is something that you all have to architect. It is not that some man standing in the front row will give you a concept and then you will work on it. It is something that you will have to architect yourself. You can respond to that. But before that, I'll give one observation, ma'am, with your permission. I have spoken to 1,000 women, well-doing women, all leaders, from Dr. Vinita Bali to Indira Nooyi, to Dr. Vandana Vasudevan, to Sunita Krishnan, all professors in University of Hyderabad and all professors in ICFA University. I have a huge range. I have empirical evidence to say what I'm going to say. That women in higher positions create an artificial facade and make themselves inaccessible to people. 1,000 men versus 1,000 women. and you try to contact them, women create more inaccessibility for others to contact them. This is something you don't have to respond to it. Since I have empirical evidence, you can't even disagree with me. But it's a fact. A lot of people will clap when you speak because they want to be socially correct. This is not a conference only for clapping. We also have to talk about those things which all men and all boys WhatsApp groups talk about. They make jokes about your driving skills. All women also talk about jokes on men on various other things that I know. And a lot of social media reels that go when a woman is purchasing vegetables or apples, there's a man standing next to her. Whatever she has selected, he gives it to her and she rejects that. Both are true. But I think in a conference like this, if we talk only about clapping and praising, that's not enough. We also have to keep in mind, as you grow, as you go to the top positions and echelons, not only you on the stage, but everyone here in the room, we need to keep in mind and bear this fact that creating artificial facades is going to go negative. It's not going to help you. Okay, obviously this comment is not about you, otherwise I would have not contacted you, right? I have contacted you, requested you, and you immediately said yes. But it is about the people in higher positions. We should be much more accessible for women or men who may need your help. So that is something. And now if you want to respond in 1 minute, you can respond on what Women 6.0 looks like. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so this is very true, sir. And I don't really think, people may not like me for this response though, but I really feel men and women can never be equal. It is against the law of nature. We need to accept this fact. The day we accept this fact, this world will definitely be a better place to live. So the best chef, the best designer, the best of everything you see are men. Because that is how God made us. We need to accept that fact. And regarding a 6.0, I would want men also to be a part. Now, I am here because of Sudhakar Rao, sir. So he contacted me, we connected on a platform. So it cannot be just everything about women-oriented platforms. Please, let's have men, because for me, my partner is a man. And I'm doing so much because of him. So it is always just the way behind a successful man, there is a woman. So behind a woman also there is a man. So I think it has to be a team, and 6.0 for a change has to be about men and women together, please. Yeah.
Very rightly said by Nida. You have proof here. We all women have a common male friend. So every woman has a male friend. And that's where, they are the ones who support us. And we are the ones who support you. So how many of you agree that your best friend is also a female and also a male? How many of you agree? So can you imagine a life where you are just women and there's no men around you? And can you women imagine a life without us? Right? So I love this concept of Shiva, where we talk about Shiva and Parvati. And in yoga, we learn this concept that, there's a male energy and female energy in both of us, in each of us. And sometimes that's operational and sometimes this is operational. So no wonder the so-called husband, father, brother, whoever is working outside comes home and tells, give me a glass of water. Whole day they have been doing the work themselves, and when they come back home, they're asking for water. It's not because they're trying to boss over or something. Right now, they are in their feminine energy. They want free flow of energy. And if you actually look at it in another way, the whole day the wife also was working at home or outside, and she says, why should I get you? Go get your glass of water. So it's not about gender equality. It is about, you should understand which energy is at play that moment. So only when you do yoga, think mentally, good food, it's a holistic development that we are looking at. If we can look at ourselves like that, we can obviously look at others. So that's when ma'am said empathy is very important. Empathy is the most beautiful thing which is free of cost and which can be given with a lot of respect. So I see 6.0 with a lot of respect, a lot of collaboration, and more than women empowerment, it is empowering ourselves as living beings. And if we can take care of the environment inside, I'm sure our environment outside also will be much, much more cleaner.
So I now would like to take this opportunity again.
1 minute, I want to share my experience.
Ma'am, please don't mind me, but I think we are running very, very short on time. So possibly we can have a conversation over there.
Because time is already crossed. Panel people are here only. Okay. Yeah, we can interact off the dice.
Over there?
Go ahead.
For the all right, ma'am. So I'd like to continue. So, it's a privilege to be here and then, be among such great people and talking and then, encouraging us to be us and then, be proud about us. So now I'd like to take this opportunity to felicitate our guests, and then now I invite Professor Alicia Gatpo, Vice Chancellor, Meghalaya ICFI University, onto the dais to felicitate Dr. Nida Fatima Hazaria. A big round of applause, everyone, please. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Professor C. Padmavati, ma'am, IBS, to felicitate our next panelist, Dr. Lakshmi Sharada, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our award-winning case writer, Ms. Indu from IBS Hyderabad, to felicitate Ms. Reena Hindocha. A big round of applause, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Professor Sita Vanka, ma'am, from the University of Hyderabad, to felicitate Dr. Sri Pooja Siddham Sethi. Big round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, a small announcement, not an announcement, but small, observation. Women supporting women can make a lot of progress and, a huge difference in the place that they are. Now, this is what I've learned being with two powerful ladies from the past few weeks. And they have collaborated so beautifully together and then made this conference become such a big success. So it's my privilege to call onto the dais Professor Kalachandji ma'am to felicitate our convener, Professor Vijay Lakshmi ma'am. Please, a big round of applause for them. Keep clapping, guys, please. Thank you, ma'am. So now I request all the presenters to come onto the dais for the group photograph, please. And all the dignitaries as well.
Please come.
I don't know, I felt
Please join for tea break outside the auditorium, and afterwards please proceed for panel discussions. Please proceed for panel discussions. Sorry. Technical sessions will commence after tea in FST. Okay. Faculty of Science and Technology. Okay. Have coffee or tea outside the auditorium and proceed for technical sessions. Please proceed for technical sessions after tea. Time is running. Those who are presenting the papers, please proceed to faculty of, and all the student volunteers are requested to come back to the auditorium for the valedictory session, which is scheduled. I will inform you with a message because after lunch only, have lunch. Technical sessions, valedictory session will commence around 3 to 4, where your presence is add support to all of us, right? Post lunch, okay? First have tea. Paper presenters, please proceed to FST. Okay? Any doubts, please call back to us. Volunteers are there. Thank you.
Yeah, I request all the audience to be kindly seated. We are about to start our valedictory session. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the concluding program of our conference. After a day filled with rich dialogue, thoughtful exchange, and inspiring insights, it is time for our valedictory session. So it is my privilege now to welcome Srimati Shobha Rani ma'am onto the dais. And I request our esteemed guest, Ms. Dr. Alicia Gatpo, Vice Chancellor, ICFI University, Meghalaya. And also our third chief guest for the day, Dr. Nupur Pawan Bang, founder of the Chief of Family Business Navigator. Please welcome all of them with a big round of applause. You can sit down. Yes. Thank you, thank you. Sorry, ma'am. Yeah. Now it is our honor to welcome our distinguished chief guest, Dr. Alicia Gatpo, Vice Chancellor, ICFI University, Meghalaya, an academic leader committed to advancing education, research, and inclusive institutional growth. Welcome, ma'am, for this program. And then we'd like to hear the valedictory speech from you, ma'am, please. Yes.
Good afternoon, each and everyone present here today. We have come to the end of the closing ceremony for the 2 days Women Conference, International Women's Conference. It's really been a pleasure. Thank you, Madam Yasaswe, for your sponsor, for your support. The registrar, Dr. Vijayalakshmi, faculty, the scholars, the participants, paper presenters, students, and everyone here, present here. I Dr. Alicia Gatpo, came from Meghalaya, and you know, the only thing that I want to say here is that we're talking about women I mean, like uplifting, everything about the women, but there's one big difference of our society. We come from a matrilineal society. There's a big difference. It's not a matriarchal, but a matrilineal society in which the lineage is taken from the woman. However, when it comes to the property, whenever they think that, yes, she is the overall, she decides no. Woman in our society is the custodian of the ancestral property, and if we want to dispose it, we cannot do it. I cannot dispose ancestral property without the consent of my siblings, particularly if I still have my maternal uncles and my brothers. So we women, we are the custodian. So here in this conference, I realize that be it in matrilineal or a patrilineal society, women are the custodians. We are the custodians. We are the ones who would shape the happiness. So the Women International Conference 5.0, it's an onward-looking step. It's an onward one where it is driven by the objective to move beyond equality. To move beyond equality, which means that we are not going to say that surpassed A, B, C, D, but as a team we should grow. As a team we should grow. Here we are talking about the achievements and the success of the women in various fields, be it academics, be it in the industry. But at this conference, let us all move forward to the next level, and that is to uplift the women from the disadvantage, those from the lower rung of the ladder, to rise them, to bring them up, so that they would be at par with us. That is what we are supposed to do. We have achieved success academically, or in our businesses, or as entrepreneurs. But we should not forget the others, the other women on the other side. We have them. Through the technical sessions that I was there today, there were discussions on women, like those that they were not, given due respect on the work that they are doing. No respect. Now, what are we doing? What would be our takeaway from this particular conference? What will be our takeaway? Our takeaway, I feel it in my personal opinion, is that we go out and give each and every woman the due respect in whatever field of work. Because today, much of the discussion was on that women were not respected, particularly those serving in the labor force. No, we are the ones who had to go out to create an awareness, that we make them feel that they also contributed to the community. We show respect to them. We respect them for what they have done. I'll go back. Today they say that they feel bad for the cabin crew, because as passengers, we just come high and we barely look at them. We walk away. We are so much in a hurry to get in or to get out of the plane, of the aircraft, that we forget what they have been what they had gone through. And that is where, before we leave the flight, we at least a smile Just a smile when they say namaskar or thank you. At least a smile to say, yes, thank you, we had a pleasure trip. I mean, that counts a lot. It lightens that burden on them. So what are we? Can we do that to each and everyone? That counts the most. A word of appreciation counts most. Even a housekeeping staff deserves our appreciation. We are not doing the job, but they are doing it. For whose? For each and every one of us. So that dignity of labor, and if we can instill that feeling of dignity of labor in each and every one, in each and every woman, irrespective of the work she is doing, definitely we are going to move ahead to a 6.0 in which not only in the higher rung, but the lower rung also achieve success. That would be the 6.0 in which all women achieve success, not only those in the higher hierarchy. So that should be our takeaway, and that is what I hope that when we move out of here, we take it and practice it and ensure that we lend a helping hand to each and every woman on the way. With these, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for that truly powerful speech. I think all our audience are now with very much power, I would say. Like, I hope, we ingrain those ideas that ma'am just shared with us. And with that, I would like to invite our guest of honor, Dr. Nupur Power Bang, founder and chief of Family Business Navigator, and founder of both the Advisory and Nurturing Group. She's a distinguished leader in family enterprise strategy. Sure, ma'am.
You have my presentation?
Yes.
Yes. How many of you actually know me from ICFI days? Do you remember I was a part? Yeah. So let me tell you that life has come a full circle in a way. I'm a product of ICFI. I did my PhD. I was the first PhD of ICFI.
You have to point this.
Okay.
You have to click this button.
No
if you just, the screen will go.
Sure. Thank you. So it was January 2008, and I was the first PhD of IIMT, ICFI Institute for Management Teachers. And I still remember 2002, when I came to 63 Nagarjuna Hills for an interview for PhD admission. And, I had come from Singapore. I was living in Singapore then, and I saw this ad in the newspaper that at that time, ICFI Business School, Hyderabad was number 12 in India, ranked number 12 in India. And because I was coming from abroad, number 12, whether abroad or whatever, number 12 in India is like really, really good. It attracted me, the kind of things that they were saying about what do they want to achieve. So I applied, I was called for the interview, and I still remember meeting NJY, and he told me that we will become an institute which will be the net supplier of faculty to the Indian business schools. And that is so true. You look at any IIMs today, any other private business school or even public business schools where, which are doing really well. We have IIMT PhDs or ICFI PhDs, which are either directors or senior faculty members, head of the departments. So just to give you my background, I left IBS Hyderabad. I used to teach in इन्हीं गलियों में पढ़ाती थी मैं. And I was a very, very strict teacher. I used to lock the door exactly on time. I used to throw chalks and markers and wipers at the students. I used to make 4 sets of question papers because I would ensure that nobody cheats, so very strict. So I left IBS Hyderabad in 2010.
After that, I joined ISB Hyderabad Indian School of Business as a postdoc fellow. So I've been with ISB for almost 14 years. And last, I was with ISB as an academic director. After ISB, I joined the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India as a director cum dean. And then the calling to do something of my own struck. So I started my own consulting firm, which is Bodhi Advisory and Nurturing Group. I'm a family business consultant, but I continue to teach and do research. And again, ma'am, I still remember this was the famous Nagarjuna Circle office of NJY, which was next to Cafe Coffee Day. I forget the number, 18 or 16 Nagarjuna Hills. I still remember those meetings there. And my first article in Hindu Business Line, the year was 2005. And we were called for a meeting. I was waiting there at the waiting room. NJY was yet to come. I saw a Hindu Business Line paper lying there. And in my heart, I was thinking, I wish NJY sees that my article is here. But there was no way to show him, I didn't want to be pompous and tell him that, sir, my article has come. And as soon as the meeting started, he told me, Arey Nupur, I saw your article in HBL. It's like, wow. So those words still ring in my mind. I've had numerous meetings with NJY, and I owe a lot to IBS Hyderabad, to ICFI Group. In fact, ma'am, after leaving IBS, another person who has shaped my life is Professor Kavil Ramachandran, who is also an academic advisor to the ICFI Group. So basically, my academic career is a lot interspersed with the ICFI Group in a way. Now, coming to me personally, and coming to the theme of the conference, gender is something very close to my heart, and I'll tell you why. So I was born in a very small town called Ramgarh. So this is not Sholay wala Ramgarh. This is Dhoni wala Ramgarh. So there's a small town called Ramgarh, which is about 50 kilometers from Ranchi. So I was born there in a middle-class family, joint family, Marwadi family. So you can imagine, a typical conservative Marwadi family in a small town. Women are not given too many opportunities. But my grandmother, in all her largesse, you can say, she still tells me, जब तुम पैदा हुई थी, हम लोग रसगुल्ला बांटे थे. No, first time in Ramgarh, a girl was born and we distributed rasgullas. And she still tells me that we have brought you up like a boy. Beta ke jaise pala hai tumko. Now that is the point I want to make today. I am not a boy. I am a girl. I am a woman. I want to be known as a woman. And don't get me wrong. I had a very happy childhood. There was no explicit patriarchal norms in my house. But little hints here and there. Something somebody would say, it would reek of patriarchy, but I did not understand it then. I understand it now, but I had a happy childhood. I was given a lot of opportunities, so no complaints there. So we do know that men are from Mars and women are from Venus, and I'm not denying that. I accept all the differences which exist, but leadership is often associated with masculinity. In fact, traits such as aggressiveness, being a taskmaster, being in control, they are all associated with men. And in research, in fact, I think a lot of you are academicians here, right? Researchers. So in research, those women who acquire these qualities are it's called masculinization of women. And it's not looked at very positively. So what I want to ask you people is, don't we possess any qualities that can make us leaders? Why should we become masculine to become leaders? So what are the qualities that we possess? Now, why is it that we need to adopt control, adopt being taskmasters, adopt being aggressive? No, we don't want to do that. It's not natural to us. So there was a study in Harvard Business Review, which was published in 2019. And the authors were Zenger and Folkman. You might want to make a note of it. It's a very good study. Zenger and Folkman, 2019 Harvard Business Review. It basically looked at thousands of 360-degree feedback of both men and women, leaders basically. And it found that out of 19 leadership qualities, in fact, most of the years, I'm not naming the organization, but most of the years, the toppers are women. Why is it that there's not a single woman here? Opportunity? There's perhaps a lack of opportunity. There's capability, but there's no opportunity. Why is there no opportunity? What are the reasons? And these are some of the things as researchers you should be asking these questions. So we asked one of these questions, we asked in the family business domain, why is it that women are not active participants in family businesses? What keeps women away from family businesses and playing an active role? They are dummies. They are board members. They sign the papers, but they have no idea what is going on. So why? And what we found was that it's basically the family mindset. Don't worry if you don't understand what's there. I'm just going to explain a few things. We studied 23 countries. And we found that generally we believe developed countries, women are very free, very modern, and they have all the opportunities. Not right. At the base level, yes, they have access to education, they have access to healthcare and so on. Whereas in emerging countries, even the base may not be the best. But when we go higher up in leadership positions, even women in developed countries, if they are born in a family where the mindset is fixed, that is, they still follow patriarchal norms, they still believe in traditions, they still believe in industry norms like we will not send our daughter to work in the factory or in the shop floor, women don't participate actively in those families. Whereas in emerging countries like Saudi Arabia, China, India, Philippines, a lot of these countries where the family has a growth mindset, they promote meritocracy, they have presence of women role models, and they promote early involvement of business. Basically, the family promotes early involvement in business by women. There we find women participation is considerably more and very active. So basically, we need to work at the mindset level. That is much more powerful than working at the macro level. Macro level is important. That's where you get the base. But then now we have to start working at the mindset level. Because even in India, if you see, the access to education has gone up so much, and the gap between male and female education there's hardly anything now, especially after the Right to Education Act. And in fact, you find much more women going for higher education than men. So the gap in education has really come down. And despite that, we don't find women in top management teams, or very few women in the top management teams. So another point that I want to make today is the difference in the household responsibilities taken up by men and women. And this is something which is very difficult for us to explain, even especially for urban households, where we have a lot of opportunities to get services in different ways. Like, we have cooks, we have maids, we have service providers for everything. So I'm often asked, when I talk about mental load, I'm often asked, what mental load? I mean, what do you do at home? You don't do any household work. Now, that's absolutely right. I don't do any household work. But then, if the dinner is not made, it's my responsibility, not somebody else's. So it's about decision fatigue. There is just so much of decision fatigue. If I have to send the driver to pick up my daughter, that conscious anxiety of she's not come, has he picked up, is she all right, is mine, nobody else's. And that is a real issue. But it's very difficult to explain it. It's not easy. So what I would like to say is that, just like talent has no gender, and basically any task, except probably reproduction or a few such things, talent has no gender. Similarly, household chores doesn't require any gender. And actually, I would have liked to see many more men in the room than women, because women know these things. It's the men who need to understand it. I would also like to tell you, again, lived experience. There's this book by Indra Nooyi. And I asked a lot of my male friends to read the book by Indra Nooyi. Everyone said yes, nobody read it, actually. But everyone will read a book by Harsh Mariwala. And I'm talking about friends who read a lot, who read about business leaders. So why aren't you reading a book by Indra Nooyi? Because you don't believe that she's a good leader, or because you don't think she has something to offer. And these are all very, very, it's not that I'm making it up. These are very real challenges. And again, apart from mindset, another thing which brings us down in gender equality is homophily, the idea of homophily. And I'm giving you these words so that you can do more research on these topics, right? These are all research-backed things that I'm telling you. So homophily is the tendency for people to associate with and support those people you can relate with. That's why you will find more men in the boardrooms. You will find more men in the boys-only clubs and so on. Now, all of you know Arundhati Bhattacharya, the first woman chairperson and the only woman chairperson of State Bank of India. She has an autobiography called Indomitable, and in her autobiography she has written, when she became the chairperson, one change that she made, can you guess? Can you think of a change that she made? The air conditioning in the boardroom, the temperature was adjusted to accommodate a sari. Otherwise, the air conditioning used to be so cold because it was suited for men in suits and ties. Such a small thing, but men just don't think about it. No, I'm not men bashing. I'm just telling you the practical challenges which are there, and it doesn't even come to our minds, right? But we face these challenges. In fact, when I was with IRDA, every month we used to have these birthday celebrations. At the end of the month, jiska bhi birthday us mahine pada hai, there would be a birthday celebration. And every time the head of HR would call me, ma'am, aake cake cut karao. Why? Just because I'm a woman? Why? This is professional space. It's not my home. But he is doing it to give me respect, and I feel insulted. So it's about the mindset. It's about the social biases and unconscious biases which are seeped in us. I'm not going to take a lot of more time. I'm going to end my presentation very soon. So some things which we need to be cognizant of in India. This word, allowed. And again, a topic of research. I'm not just putting it out there for musty fun or for you to watch that movie, but it is so seeped in us. So you actually need to research, and a research question is that Companies Act 2013 mandated a woman director on the board of every listed company. Now what you need to actually study is, these women directors, are they actually contributing? Are they capable and skilled to be the board of directors, or are they just dummy? In fact, we have done some study on this, and if anyone is interested in studying it further, please feel free to reach out so that we can, talk more about it and give you some ideas. Similarly, biases on what someone can do, what someone cannot do. If, again, lived experiences that I can cook all I want and it's my duty, but if my husband makes chai at home, it's a big deal. He becomes a chef overnight. So the point here is, again, that what I was saying, a task needs to be done. The task doesn't know, the plane doesn't know whether the person flying it is woman or man. Role models are extremely important, and again, I would urge all of you to study the various role models in India Inc. Maybe the topic of Women 6.0 could be role models in the Indian society, ma'am. And what differentiates them from the other women who have probably not been able to make it so big. That would be a really great topic to study. So I would end by saying that, as researchers and academicians, our role should be to carry out rigorous, relevant, and timely research that provides evidence-backed findings to the society so that some of these cultural biases and norms, we can actually point it out, but research-backed. Not because today if I say some of these things without research, it is seen like a complaint. But if research says it, then it is something which is prevalent in the society. So research-backed evidence to the society, helping them realize the biases and provide inputs to the policymakers to make relevant policies that will help us create a more equal society. That's what I want to end this with. Thank you very much. If there are questions, I'll take it at the end of the valedictory session.
Thank you, ma'am. I can see that your speech has been well connected with the audience. I see a lot of them nodding their heads and then agreeing with you at a lot of junctures in your speech. So thank you so much. Please give a round of applause for ma'am. Now, as a token of honor, we'd like to felicitate our guest, and then I invite Srimati Yan Shobha Rani ma'am to felicitate Professor Alicia Gatpo as a token of our honor. Ma'am, please to the center. Ma'am, please join me. Now, I request Shobha Rani ma'am and then CWD convener Professor Vijay Lakshmi ma'am to felicitate Nupur Bang ma'am. Now, we would like to invite the guest to actually felicitate Shobha Rani ma'am, because she's been with us for the past few days and then, has been a backbone and of support for this entire conference. So I request the guest to felicitate ma'am. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. All right. Now, as we move forward with this valedictory session, it is now time to honor the co-chairs and also a few chairs of the technical sessions who are stalwarts, whose expertise and guidance elevated the technical presentations. That has been happening for the past 2 days. So I know that we've been felicitating a lot of people, and then you might be wondering as to why this is so. This is our way of appreciating the presenters and the audience and everyone who's been here for the past 2 days. So bear with us while we are felicitating our chairs and also our co-chairs. So I'd like to request Professor Manjeera Venkatesh, who is the co-chair for one of the sessions. Please come. A big round of applause for ma'am, please. Ma'am, please. Yeah, now I request the co-chairs for the technical sessions. Ma'am, please stand. Yeah. So I request our internal co-chairs who have been patient and then listening to the presentations for the past few days. So now I request Dr. V. Padmavati, Associate Professor, IFHE, School of Social Sciences, to come on to the dais. A big round of applause for these. Yeah. We have a pretty long list to go actually, so please, thank you ma'am. Our next co-chair is Professor Devjani Sahu, Professor IFHE IBS. She's in class? All right. Yeah, that shows our dedication to the teaching as well. And our third co-chair is Dr. Kala Chenji, ma'am, Assistant Professor, IFHE IBS. Now I request Professor Hemalata, ma'am, Professor, IFHE, Faculty of Law. Next is Dr. P.L. Jayanti Reddy, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Law, IFHE. Next is Dr. Iti Vyas, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Law. Next, Dr. Praveena Sri, Assistant Professor, School of Social Sciences, IFHE. Guys, a big round of applause, please. Next is Ms. Indu Perepu, Senior Faculty Associate, CRC. Yeah, she is the award-winning case writer here at IBS. Please applaud. Next is Dr. Sushant Mahapatra, Associate Professor, IFHE School of Social Sciences. Next is Dr. Marutu Subramaniam, Assistant Professor, IFHE IBS. Next is Dr. T. Kaladar, Assistant Professor, School of Social Sciences. Next is Dr. Sunita Rajesham, ma'am, Assistant Professor, IFHE ICFI Tech. is a little weird to call my own name, but I am also one of the co-chairs, so please. Dr. Murmur Samantrai, CRC. She is also one of our award-winning case writers. Next is Dr. Rohini Ma'am, Associate Professor, ICFI Tech, IFHE. Now I invite V. Namrita Prasad. She's not. Okay. Wasim Kumair. All right. Yeah, I think that is our list of coaches. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being there patiently and giving. Sudeepta Pradhan. Oh, ma'am. One more is there, ma'am. So I missed the name. Sudeepta Pradhan. We now come to a very special moment in our program, and if any guesses? Now this is time for the Best Paper Awards. So we have three, Best Paper Awards. Oh, after report? Yeah. Okay. All right. So there's a slight change in the program. So now I invite our CWD convener, Professor Vijay Lakshmi ma'am, to give a short report and also propose the vote of thanks for this conference.
Good evening, all of you. I'll expect a good evening from all of you. That is the spirit. Okay, thank you so much for your patient listening, patient presence from the last 2 days. Almost we are coming to the fag end of this conference. Just I want to give a brief write-up what actually happened, what are the tracks, so that we'll proceed to the Best Paper Award. The conference, hopefully, those who are external authors, can you raise your hands? Outside authors? Good. Okay. Last journey from, I think, last 6 months, maybe one-to-one interaction, either phone or through WhatsApp or through mail. You are torturing me, I am replying you. From tomorrow onwards, I think this should not stop. I think why? Right? So in the entire process, I think you enjoyed my replies. I enjoyed your torture. Things went on. And last same time, same year, December, me, Kaladar, Dr. Kaladar and Shushant, we are traveling to IIT Hyderabad. We thought that one conference should be conducted, some conference, I don't know. Just I am speaking out of my heart. Hope you receive in a positive way. So we met Kalpana ma'am. She is from IIT. After listening to her, we shared with her, ma'am, we want to do one international conference related to Center for Women Development. Already in my inaugural address itself, I shared with that, ours is a B school with 12,000 students in the campus. We have management students, engineering students, architecture students, law students, social science students, and we have online and distance students. And Center for Women Development. So, in a positive way, there is no feminism in our campus. Feminism in a positive way. And university is a place where women service is almost average women retention of faculty here is more than 15 years. Just imagine. Because, of course, to my senior Anita madam is there. So far as the faculties are concerned, I am talking about. Administration people completed more than 4 decades. Just imagine. We are with the university. We are born in the university. We are brought up in the university. And we have grown. And especially for women, this is a place, I'm not boasting, ma'am. Along with me, many of my colleagues, seniors are there, youngsters are there. For youngsters, this is a direction. For seniors, it is a gratitude. Academic freedom, morning onwards, last 2 years, we are listening to deliberations. Nupur rightly told. Nupur is our student. 2002, when she joined, I was there. Maybe I'm associated with few papers also. I have seen her, how she has grown. And sitting beside her, I feel honored because university has given everything to her. That is the beauty of our university and the founder member. Even the sir is not there, we feel him on the daily basis. Whatever the world is visioning now towards academics, sir has given direction 2 decades back. Whatever people are talking now, already we are implementing. So with that kind of enthusiasm in the university, opportunities will come, people will go, people will join, etc. So many things will happen. But being women, academic freedom, and lot of enthusiasm, still even after putting up my 25 years of service with the university, still I feel that today only I joined. That much of energy we have towards joining in the university. That is because of 3 things deliberately I'll share with you, being women. One is academic freedom, as everybody, there is no imposing on anybody. You decide your goal, plan your action, reach it, and dream it and reach it. I think many of my colleagues will say yes to my statement. See, this is how with this kind of, there is no gender bias in our campus. Proudly I can say that women, I think, may dominate men in our university only. It's not domination actually, because you are saying, Madam herself is a chairperson of ICFI group, being a registrar of the university. Our controller of examination is a woman. We have deans, associate deans, heads of departments are women. So here there is no gender bias. With this kind of mindset, how to start a Center for Women Development? This is a challenge. Whatever the things that are happening are not relevant to our university. So in this context, my dream, our dream of Center for Women Development, every school is represented by a women professor. Senior most women professors are there. Professor Kalachenji ma'am is taking care of business school related women things. Means management related, she will take care of women issues. Law school is headed by Professor P.L. Jayanti. She will take care of law things. And Padmavati madam will take care of social sciences. Okay, architecture school is headed by Asha. I don't know, she is not there. She must be in the class. Madhupama will take care of tech. So the dream is, initially CWD was confined only to one school. That is CWD was only for B school. It is for the university. What I thought is, it should integrate so that university at large will be benefited. So here with this concept, then we started doing so many activities. Already I have shared upskilling activities, community development services from all sectors, legal aid services from law school. So many things are happening. So the first mission is we should conduct a conference. Last year I thought we discussed with Central University because we have like-mindedness is there between our center and their center. Yesterday I think you people are there. So we dreamt last year, those dreams came true. You made our dreams came true. First of all, heartfelt congratulations to you. regarding the conference, when we started, actually, I also don't know. I did a conference because I'm a hardcore finance professor. Slowly I have converted into Center for Women Development professor. I don't know, because we have done so many projects also, whatever happened. So this conference should focus on all the schools, all the themes. So with that, the title should be designed. So we had a lot of brainstorming happened and so many things happened. So Women 5.0 is not coined by all of us, it is coined by Madhusudan Rao Garu branding. Big round of applause to him. Because, why? Because we start off doing only for business school, only for this thing. No, there should be some justification. So 5.0, power, progress, possibilities became a brand right now. So last few months, we started receiving papers from all of you. Overwhelming response we have received. 300 papers I have received, almost. But quality is one of the parameters. So we have edited all the abstracts. So 100 we have deleted. So net are 200 papers we have received across the globe. Across the globe we received. So out of that, almost 180 papers are presented yesterday and today. So internal faculty, I think first time for Center for Women Development, I yesterday also shared with you, students' overwhelming response has come. I briefed about the conference because we thought of streamlining their ideas also into our conference. Because they are Gen Z students, how they will write, how they will think. That is another dimension. Nearly 60 papers we have received. 20 full papers we have received from the students. And that is a kind of a new experience for all of us. Already we have gone through the themes, that is education and capacity building, women justice, women in leadership, women in media, women in STEM, women climate change, women economic empowerment, women health and well-being. So this is covering entire Women 5.2. So during because in detail I don't read the themes already you have undergone. It may take a lot of time. First of all, so I think theme I should cover, vote of thanks also I should cover. Both? Okay, right. In the entire process, we have reviewers, internal, external, so many reviewers we started selecting. There is a overwhelming response has come so far as the reviewers are concerned. Really, we don't know how people have come, how people helped us. Okay, that was successfully conducted. This is regarding the conference. So, in the process of explaining my vote of thanks, so 3-4 minutes only I'll take. I don't bore so much to you. First of all, when we started this particular conference, there is a system of taking approvals from the management. Sir, we are conducting this particular conference. Management is so generous enough that in our university, anything you ask, simply you will get the approval. That is the generous mindset of our management. So first of all, our heartfelt gratitude to management, especially to Shobha Rani ma'am. Whenever any CWD event is there, first we will dream of her. Her presence makes us run. Her presence makes us win. So these are the two aspects of, we are taking a lot of energy, ma'am. Thank you so much for all the unwavering support you have given from the last 1 year. Okay, right. So there is one more person is there whom we want to express our gratitude. None other than V.R. Shankara Garu. He is the President, Board of Studies. In his unwavering support, leadership, especially for women, we ask anything, please go ahead, madam. That is the only answer I used to get. Our heartfelt gratitude to V.R. Shankara Garu. And we have advisors, Professor J. Mahinder Reddy Garu. Vijay Lakshmi, when you will conduct the conference? We are waiting for that. He is telling post-corona. So now I am answering, he must be watching through online. Sir, we did it. So that we did it. Thank you so much, sir. And during our process, Hargopal Reddy Garu from Law Department, AVN Garu, these two are the formal, AVN Garu is a former director, and Hargopal Reddy Garu is the advisor. So those helped us in the entire process. So I don't want to read everybody's name regarding directors, especially our heartfelt thanks to KL Narayan Garu, Director FST, in bringing all the guests to our conference. Sir, thank you. So we want to thank to all our directors, deans, head of the departments, faculty members, and staff. For their they will not be seen, but we feel them. So thanks to all of them. In one line, I'm sharing with them. Right. Coming to next, regarding the administration, next one I'll go to other people. Administration you have seen, you have experienced. Yes or no? Outside people. Inside we know because they are our family members only. Right. Any kuch bhool hoga to humko maaf kariyega. We tried our level best to give full to all of you. If anything is there, please forgive me on their entire behalf. Thank you so much to our administration. Especially I'll tell few names. First, of course, Masudan Rao Garu, Joint Registrar SSD, Mr. Indranil, and Vittal sir, and also to our security. Whenever anybody comes, he used to call me, no, please, if anybody says conference, just allow them. So to Ramanamurthy Garu, transport, already you are experiencing transport also. Vai Rangarao Garu, transport. For the entire people, for your good food, we want to say our gratitude to Mr. Piyush. And also for the entire this thing, Ramchandar and his team is there for making this auditorium very lively. They are a part and parcel of CWD. So whenever any CWD event happens, they will stand first, ma'am, we are there, go ahead. So thanks to all of the entire team. Okay, name wise. Okay, right. Next, coming to our special team. Special team means everybody is special, but without telling their names, my heart will not be filled. Prasad Garu, please stand up. He is there for designing all the brochures, everything. Okay? Thank you, Prasad Garu. Madam Satyavati, she looks wherever. Please come forward. She is a silent killer of the work. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, if you give the time. Thank you, Satyavati madam. Thank you so much. Kaladhar Garu, of course, who tortured me like anything. Sir, Jyoti Ranjan Naik, sir. Sir is there. Okay. Sir, just transfer my appreciations to him. Anjana Mata, sir. Shushant Mahapatra. Sir is there, no? Yeah, thank you. Devjani Sahu, madam. For nice comparing, Swati. I think you enjoyed her voice, right? So, especially to all our heads of Center for Women Development, big round of applause to all the 5 leaders. Kala Chenji, Jayanti, Madhupama, Asha, and V. Padmavati. Okay? Okay. Next, yesterday's cultural fest you might have enjoyed, I think. So it is not a hard work of overnight. That is a continuous process. You need lot of patience to guide and monitor and direct. She is the Madhavi is the Professor Madhavi is the coordinator. She was there yesterday. Thanks, Professor Madhavi. She must be in the class. So especially, I expect a big round of applause to Aina Club, Club Nazaria, for making beautiful photographs. I share with all of you. Club Samavesh. And one interesting thing I want to share with you. There is a club called Prayas Club. Who are the girls? They are there. Please stand up. वो इतना प्रयास को मेरा प्रयास को कम कर दिया है. I was scared after seeing them because no booking, nothing. And 2 things I want to appreciate. They are the people who make our budget low. Those are girls. Big round of applause to all them. Thank you. Now I trust you. You made our life very comfortable. Because the way how they booked the vehicles, how they are attending, how they are reaching, maybe mistakes hoga, maybe 1 or 2, those are excusable. Thank you, girls. Next. Prayas ke baad Infinity Club, MM Club, Drishyam Club. Drishyam is yesterday's small this thing you have watched about. They are BBS students. Ma'am, we want to just give 5 minutes opportunity. Club WAPS. Oh, majority are there. More clapping. So Analytics Club is there. Analytics, Speak Up Club, Admire Club, Kaizen, and Convergence. And our special thanks to these following people for taking some kind of extra flavor. Also, again, names may be repeated. Professor Lalita, Professor Jayanti, Professor Padmavati, Professor Madhupama, Professor Asha, Professor Shushrita. She came voluntarily and helped a lot. Now she is not there, I don't know, in the class. Professor Iti Vyas, Professor Sridevi, Professor Sridevi from FOL, Professor Sayan Chakravarti, Satyavati name already told. And big round of applause to our Guru, Mr. Murali, my right hand. Yesterday he has sung Kishore Kumar songs. Please remember him with his songs. So these are the major people in a team, I think. So I'll sum up just. And also I can't close without telling our gratitude to our sponsors. Our entire sponsors stood behind us, and we are creating a benchmark in ICFA University stating that self-financed conferences. This is a new model which we have created. Dr. Reddy's, APR Group, ICICI Bank, Canara Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Varun Motors, Swiss Castle, Arya Convention, Asia Law House, HDFC Bank, and State Bank of India. These are the, I think these are the sponsors. I think I have not forgotten anybody. So these are the sponsors who has given their support right from entry to exit. Thanks to them. I think, okay. Next is, I cannot stop without telling the names of Madam Shailija Kiran, Swati Lakra, Dr. P. Rajalakshmi, Dr. U. Vindhya, Dr. Kiranmayi, Professor Sridevi, Dr. Mamata Achanta, Professor K. Sunita Rani, Dr. Mudrika Khandelwal, Mrs. Ruhi Ragini, Professor Arun Kumar Pujari, Dr. Sudharani, Mrs. Smita Behra, Professor Deepa Srinivas, Dr. Vandana Vasudevan, Dr. Nida Fatima, Dr. Lakshmi Sharda, Dr. Sri Pooja Sidmeti, Dr. Elisha. Today, our special gratitude to our today's chief guest and guest of honors, Madam Alicia. You have given a new dimension. We'll try to follow you. Of course, Nupur. Thank you. God bless you. So I think, last but not the least, my heartfelt gratitude to our Vice Chancellor for his untiring and unwavering support. Because every day we are going home by 9:30, 10 o'clock. After completing, answering all your queries, sir patiently used to tell, ma'am, how much work you will do. So we have done it. Our unwavering support he has shared with us. My heartfelt gratitude to sir. I think I have covered everybody. If you say yes, then I'll stop. Otherwise, I'll keep going. I think I covered each and everybody, from mess to bus to everybody. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you. Last May, कुछ भूल होगा तो हमको माफ करिएगा. And second thing is, this is not a overnight 1 year association. You became a family of Women 5.0. These 5.0s will keep on going. So we will meet you next year. And post-conference feedback, I'll keep in touch with all of you. We'll try to complete rest of process. That mail ID will be there. And I am reachable anytime. Okay, that will be continued. And let us have a new associations. Because you are from different places. Come with new ideas. Come with new suggestions. We'll try to take it forward. Thank you. Namaste to all of you.
Yeah, that was a very big list of, people that ma'am was thanking. So going back to the Best Paper Award, so I'd like my audience to guess if you know who the Best Paper Award has been given to. I see a lot of excited faces and then, everyone smiling with, yes, ma'am, you cannot because, yeah, there are reasons for that. All right, so our In an order, the first Best Paper Award has gone to the author, researcher Anandita Mitro for her paper, Maternal Universal Healthcare Coverage Progress in India, Bayesian Analysis of Evidence from NFHS and NASSO Data. If we have to... His side. Anandita Mitro. All right. Yeah. So our second Best Paper Award goes to author Saroja Sri Ranukantla. Please. And ma'am's paper is titled Women and Their Access to Technical Advice Related to Agricultural Activities and Its Impact on Agriculture. Our third best paper is being shared by three authors, Dr. Chaya Bagrecha, Dr. Tejaswini, and Dr. Anusha S. Can we have them on the dais, please? All right, so yeah, probably they can. So it is in time for a very short announcement by our convener. So ma'am has a small announcement to make, so please bear with us a few more minutes. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, with lot of enthusiasm, we want to give another announcement to you. Where have you written? Yeah, with big round of applause, I am announcing Women 6.0, Beyond Boundaries, Reimagining Leadership, Innovation and Humanity. The next year convocation is on, you can start sending mails to me because we don't leave you. So Women 6.0, Beyond Boundaries, Reimagining Leadership, Innovation and Humanity. So let us hope all the best to all of us. See you next year. The dates already announced. I thought of sharing with you. This is only two-day conference, little bit ambitious. We are conducting next year 3-day conference, 9th, 10th and 11th December. Please freeze the dates, start working. We'll see you. Thank you.
Now, now we would like to hear from the audience if the presenters or, participants would like to share some feedback and then, some of your insights as being part of this conference. Please, if you could raise your hands, then we would pass the mic for you.
Yeah, congratulations to the organizing team. And what message I am taking to my university. I am an administrator, a director of administration of university. I inspired by Rajalakshmi ma'am, the humbleness and the way she... Vijayalakshmi? Yeah, that Vijayalakshmi ma'am. Yes, yeah, I am your fan now. She answered all my queries and the perfect arrangements from the gate. The students, boys and girls, they carried our luggages. In the hostel, the warden, yesterday I wanted to shift my room to the next room, but the warden said, ma'am, please don't go. Be here, I'll take care of you. The love and care. And the simple food, but tasty and hygiene food. And overall, it's a wonderful, wonderful experience. First time I'm coming to Hyderabad, and I had a lovely time. And I'm going with a lot of message to my university. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Anyone else who would like to share a few words? Yeah.
Very good evening. I'm Dr. Krishna from Amet University. Thank you, ma'am. It was truly overwhelming. First, to begin with, I do attend conferences first for the plenary. We had an awesome bunch of plenary speakers, exemplary, truly. It's not the usual routine things that we took, we always hear and take, but exemplary, unique details and messages and concepts and terms that we learned. It was amazing. Thank you for the choice of the panel, the plenary. Thank you. And getting back to the hospitality and the response to messages. I'm an organizer of multiple events. I'm learning so many things from you as the convener, as a team. So it will be truly useful for me in conducting our own events at the university. Thank you again. Last but not the least, thanks to the volunteers, the student volunteers. So much of love. They don't know who we are, no? Within 2 days, my heart is going to break, leaving all those students and even many MBA students. I don't even know they're so close to us, breaking the language barriers, regional barriers, such love that we share. Thank you again for the entire team. Ma'am, thank you. We won't torture you, at least for a short while. You'll have a break. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you so much for this opportunity. When I came here, this is also my first time. I'm with my colleague. It's the first time in Hyderabad. More to say, this is the first time I've ventured outside alone by myself. I've left my 2 kids back at home. And coming here, I know that we had a whole lot of sessions about empowerment and, women doing a whole lot of things. But for me to even step out of my home and come here to present my paper during this PhD journey has been incredibly more empowering because I'm sitting among so many inspiring people. So personally, I'm taking back more than just a paper presentation certificate. I'm taking back with me a whole lot of memories, thoughts, and the inspiring dialogues that we've had over the last 2 days. I would also like to congratulate the entire team from the time we enter the gate to right now, for all our queries. And I was expecting someone, don't mind me saying this, but I was expecting like a student volunteer, someone by the name Vijay who was texting on WhatsApp. I didn't expect it to be the convener herself because that's not something we see in our universities. They sit in their positions and delegate work. But you've been so approachable for all of us, all our silly queries, and now when I look back at those chats, I feel like you've been responding to literally everything. Will we get chicken biryani? Will we get autos? You've been responding to everything. So thank you so much for being so approachable. And certainly this campus does feel like home. And we look forward to coming back. It'll be a second time to Hyderabad. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello, madam. I hope you remember me. I was the first one to disturb you in person. I have been fiercely feminist for nearly 10 to 12 years now. And I'm very proud of that. It's a part of my identity. That's something, nothing can take that part away from me. Any powerful woman would instantly impress me. just put the word feminist out there, women something, and I would want to be a part of it. That is why I participated in this. But this is the best networking occasion that I've been a part of. I've met so many powerful, so many interesting women in person, and it's been an amazing experience, madam. It's been truly an amazing experience. And just like what all others said here, madam, you have been truly approachable. You are more than, you told me, you are family. This is something I hear everywhere, especially in the corporate world. Almost every day they say, you are family. Nobody really means it. But I'm telling you, you are family, madam. If you come to Bangalore, you must visit. You must come home. It's a compulsion. It's a compulsion, not a request. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for those sweet and amazing and encouraging words. I'm sure, everyone is now geared up for the next event. Yeah, now I'd like to request everyone to stand up for the national anthem. We have one more. Yeah, we have one more presenter to share their thoughts.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
And it's been a wonderful, journey.
Witness, we have power as women. We are powerful. We are progressing, and we have unlimited possibilities to do anything in this world. And that's what this conference brought from different dimensions, different workspaces, from students to experienced people, to listen to each other. I want to congratulate, heartfelt congratulations to all the coordinators, all the people who are organizers, and as she mentioned, from the gate till we reach the place, everywhere the love and hospitality was felt. Thank you so much, and we look forward many more, not just 5.0, but many more journeys with all of us together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. As anyways you're standing, I request all of the members to come onto the dais for the group photograph, please. I'd like to invite first the paper presenters, external paper presenters, to come onto the...
फोटो के बाद आप ले लो फोटो के बाद फर्स्ट फोटो हाँ फर्स्ट फोटो पीछे आ जाओ ठीक है थोड़ा इस तरफ का क्या मैंने आप ले लो फिर हट जाओ वीडियो One second. Three, two, one.
Women 5.0. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Okay, अरे पैर बोल. जोश से बोलना है. माइक को तो मान लो. ठीक है. Women 5.0. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Thank you so much. Thank you.